Hello, Megan.
Hi,
Hello. How are you?
Tammie.
How are you?
I'm good today. How are you?
I am good. Good.
Good.
It's a
Glad
pretty
to be
day here.
back on the live with you.
I know you've been out for a
Yeah.
little bit.
I have. I've been out for the count for like it feels like a couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
weather, the
Yeah.
weather's been off and on, and it just seems like I just had. It was so weird because you didn't feel good and you weren't coming in, and then I had all this stuff happening, and I was like, "Well, this is a good time for both of us to be kind of really
Yeah.
busy because
Yeah.
we're both kind of here and there."
Yeah, I
Um,
noticed, yeah, even when we tried to almost, like, link up and it was almost set, then, like, you'd have, like, a fire or grass fire or something would
yeah,
happen, so I was like, "Well,
yeah.
I guess it's just time to kinda break energetically
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
bit."
yeah. Maybe they just want us to take a break and rest. Maybe that's what
Yeah,
it is.
I think
Yeah,
that's needed sometimes. Yeah,
yeah.
it's unfortunate because, like I said, I forget how to do everything.
It's weird how that happens. It's
Yeah,
so weird how you're out of StreamYard for a week and then you go back in and they make you want to do all this weird stuff like sign in and do surveys. And it's like, you just hate to, you just want to make sure you're in there every week so you don't have to do that stuff.
yeah, yeah, keep it updated.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Running
Hi.
Gray Wolf.
Hi, Wolfie. How are you? I am feeling a bit better, thank you. Today's,
Yeah.
like, the first day I haven't felt like I needed to take a nap. So that's been great.
Yes, that's what she was saying. She was like, I said, Megan hasn't been feeling good. And I told everybody on the live too the other night, I'm like, Megan's not feeling good or she would be
Mhm.
here. And
Yeah, I
so
know, I hate that I missed it. What did y'all talk about on that one? What'd y'all watch for the,
we,
Watts?
we finished watching,
I meant to
we
watch it, I'll have
finished
to watch it tonight.
the interview. We finished watching that interview
Okay.
and we talked more about her being Jezebel.
Yeah.
And we after that was over, I did talk some about and we found really interesting how when he asked her, I don't know if it was Coder that was interviewing her.
Mhm.
We At the end there was like three different people there interviewing her. I thought there was only one guy there interviewing. At the end, toward the end, like 5 or 10 minutes toward the end, you hear like three different male voices, and I'm like, where were they
Yeah.
at this whole time? Nobody was talking, but they asked her, did she know what Shanann did for a living? Oh, well, I think she does vitamins, and then she was him hawing around that she didn't know what
Yeah.
Shanann did. And then they said, well, do you know his family? Do you know that he has she says, well, I know he has a sister and she has two kids. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about the wife of the man you're sleeping with, but you know about his family?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The thing that
Yeah.
she would say that she did
Yeah.
know, you'd have to almost know the answer to some of those other things.
Yeah.
Like she would probably more than likely already know too about the vitamins that she was selling and he was selling because he was
Mhm.
doing it too. So of
Yeah.
course she knew that this patch he was wearing all the time. You know that she said, "Well, what's that? You have it on all the time."
Hmm.
So and that would have been the opportunity to say, "Well, my wife sells these," or "I sell." Well, he does too. They
Yeah.
both had their own account. So
Yeah.
whether she was doing it out of his didn't really matter. He had one too. So
Right. Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
but I thought that was interesting. And then they asked her in the interview I told you about that I was watching,
Yeah.
she makes a comment about she didn't know much about them or their finances, but she had read, about the bankruptcy. But why she said that, she was grinning and giggling so much. And I thought it was so weird. And I was excited to look at that interview with you still and everybody else because
Yeah. Yeah.
um, it's just
Um,
such an odd thing too. Why are you grinning so much about it? Like
yeah.
you said that you didn't know anything about this woman's disappearance, how it happened, why it happened. You feel horrible for her, and you say this woman. You never say Shanann or anything like
No.
that, but you
Hmm.
claim you didn't know all this about her, like the depth of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just thought it was weird the stuff that she was grinning about and
Yeah.
excited about that was negative.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to go over that. I'm going to show that interview. Whichever one you think is the best one, we'll show it.
Yeah.
Did you send it to me already? And I put it in my
I don't know if I sent you
playlist.
that one.
Okay.
I know I sent you the one with the ping, the second one I found, but if
Okay.
I
I've
haven't
got
sent you
that one.
that, yeah, and
Yep.
I'll look for the other one too. But the one that's the one where her dad is in it
We're
for
going to,
sure.
yeah, that's the one I want to see. I want
Yeah,
everybody to
I
see
think that
because
one will be fun next.
there's some people in my chat that has not didn't know about the Watts case. They didn't follow it and stuff. So
Yeah,
they need to see,
all of it.
all of it, I think.
Mhm.
And also, I'm a member for Linda. It's a crime. I've been
Yeah,
probably a member for her channel for like 6 years, probably for as long as she's had memberships. I've been a
Yeah.
member there, and I don't think she would mind at all me using her stuff. And
No, she's pretty good about it.
when I was looking for Watt stuff, I was not even thinking about her because I did a lot of stuff, watched a lot of stuff on Lori Vallow
Yeah.
with her that, and I know she had stuff, and Suzanne Morphew, so she's got
Yeah.
tons of stuff
She
on
has a
them.
lot.
And I didn't think about the Watts, but then it just came up. It just all of a sudden came up in my
Well, that's good. Yeah.
videos, and I'm like, oh, Linda. So she's
Yeah.
got a great video. She localized just Nicole Kessinger, in my opinion,
Yeah.
walking out of the garage.
Oh, okay.
And I want to show that too eventually
Yeah.
when we get on here. And I think Linda will be fine with it. I'll just put it in
Yeah.
the.
She's
I
really
don't think.
sweet.
Yeah, she is, and she's And when she said, yes, this is a new channel, I was like, wow, has it been? This doesn't even seem right to hear her say, yeah, I'm a new channel, because it was like over 6 years ago,
Yeah.
But I did find that, so that's going to be interesting. I want to show that too, because you can clearly tell it is not a male walking out of there.
Yeah.
And you can clearly tell it's not Chris, because he has that gait. There's a
Yeah.
gait about that. I don't know. It's just kind of
Well, you
weird how
see
he
him
walks.
come out right after that too, and they
Yeah.
show the difference between the person
Yeah.
who walks out first and then him coming out second. And also, I believe like the clothes were different or something
Yeah.
like that too. Like the
Yeah.
clothes looked like longer or baggy. Something about the pants. They zoned
Yeah.
in on the pants. Now it wasn't hers that I was thinking of like right
Yeah.
now, but there's another video where they slow down that and then the other person walking out, and it looks like two different people walking.
Yeah, it
And
is.
clothing.
I mean, yeah. And then they wanted to try to say, well, it was a different day. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
That's why I've always said in my other lives that I've done on the Watts that Nate's videos show way more than we'll ever see.
Yeah. I
I
think he was
know.
paid to be quiet.
Oh, yeah. I know law enforcement got videos from him that show everything.
Yeah.
If not everything, enough to put pieces together and to figure out that Chris didn't do it by himself. And that's why we only got to see that. We never
Yeah.
seen any other surveillance, and he had it.
I feel like they would have looked at the surveillance at the time that someone had said about the car being left in the street and stuff like that. I would have went back. If I was on the case, I would have wanted to see that.
Absolutely. And I think they did.
Yeah.
And I think she got away with it.
Yeah.
Her and somebody else.
Well, you see in the interview with her dad, he's very much, and I think the funniest thing again is still when this detective is trying to like hand them the story like on a platter, like you can tell like that's what he's doing, and her dad's like, excuse me, like we're not going to make assumptions and blah blah blah. He's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm saying like wink wink, her dad's still like real stupid about it, that's what I'm saying. What is he supposed to be doing for a living? Because clearly it's higher up in that kind of situation, whether it be in law enforcement, like a legal something, but he's higher up in something where he's able to do something like that. So I just thought that's interesting that he wasn't even quick enough to realize like they're doing it for the camera, dude.
It's already muscle. It's only I mean, he just is in there with the that's the donkey. I don't know if you can hear it.
I heard it just now.
Okay. He's in there with
almost sounds like a duck quacking.
he's like, there you go, Running Gray Wolf. He did that just for you.
Yeah, he knew you
said,
were here.
Yes. He's like, I gotta let her know because she loves to hear Jay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just record him and send it to her. she loves
Put you to
Jay.
sleep. Listen to Jay on the way to sleep.
Yeah. It was a great live.
Too. I hate that I had to miss it, but I'm glad that I'm feeling better so I don't have to miss the next one.
The other detective and the tech guy were hanging out on every word and how she was. Yeah, they were watching. They were.
Yeah.
And it's harder for her to flirt when there's three there.
Yeah.
Because I would have expected. I was wondering why she wasn't as flirty acting, because she flirts. You've seen it. You see it on the video. And I was wondering why she was not flirty. And then I was like, and then toward the end, when they started talking, I was like, that's why.
Yeah.
There was two other people there.
She probably didn't know who to direct it to the most. Like who matters the most out of all these people. You know what I mean? So she's probably like trying to aim it in three different directions. So the energy of it wasn't as, and that's the thing, like even with the interview with her dad in it, why would you want your dad in there when you're talking about stuff like that? You know what I mean? So I thought that was really inappropriate too, that her dad even wanted to be in an interview talking about where she's having,
Yeah.
Stuff with other people.
Relations.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sexual relations basically with someone else's husband, and now she's missing, and the kids are, and all this stuff has happened. I don't know if by then they knew. I'm pretty sure by then they knew that she was already dead. So, but
Yeah.
regardless,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
think
such a
they did.
weird, yeah, it's such a
Yeah.
weird thing to bring your dad into, anyways, to
Yeah.
listen. And it's like, I would feel like too, wouldn't you think again that makes it look worse? So that's what I'm
Because
saying. Like,
they talked about what her search is too on Google, and there was some like
gross ones.
sexual searches for that kind of stuff. And so
Yeah.
you got to know that. I mean, he knew that you was into that
Yeah, and her
more than
dad doesn't flinch. He doesn't look like,
no.
like it's like he's like not that shocked. So what do you do that you're not that shocked? And then she goes into this one part where she's basically like talking herself up about how straight laced she is and how she has her life together and she's really smart and all this stuff. But I mean, this is what she's saying about herself. Yeah, like she's like, this is the first mistake I've ever made, and now like the whole world's gonna see it, kind
No,
of
it
thing. And I'm
isn't.
like, girl, you
No,
really think that any of us believe that the first mistake you ever made in your life is cheating with a married man? That's not the first mistake you
it
ever made.
wasn't, because she's been arrested before.
Yeah, and the reason that happened too was because she was telling people to not comply with the cops. And she pretty much
sure
got away with
was.
that too.
She sure was.
And it was like her apartment, like they had like barricaded it or something like that.
Yeah,
Barricaded the door.
Yeah, she's got a record. When she was 18, I'm pretty much straight. No, you're talking about Shanann is pretty much. You're gaslighting, because what you're describing is what Shanann was. She's never been in trouble.
Yeah.
She pretty much took care of it. And the other thing was, I was watching a video and they were like, Shanann wasn't the reason they were in debt. He was.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was spending too much on the credit cards, but the way this person sounded last night was that they were like $70,000 in credit card damage, and Chris knew this, but he didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know either.
Did they like show anything, like, or were they just talking about it?
They were just talking about it.
So it'd be interesting to know where they got that from, because I'm just curious. I've never heard anybody else bring that up.
No, I haven't either. And I can probably send the video to you so you could see it. I didn't watch all of it.
Yeah, well, they asked him in that interview, like, and he's like, well, she was making as much as I was making, and that's not true. But that's not true for the MLM. So. Yeah. If he sounded very confident that she was. He didn't seem to think that it wasn't true. So, and he was already in that Wisconsin prison or something, I think, too, when he says this. So, and the reason I just say that, it does make me wonder how much he did truly know about the finances. And that's why I asked. I'm curious who said that. And I kind of want to go watch some other stuff about it, maybe, and see where they got that from. And I'm just, just curious. Yeah. So, but yeah, I just think that's interesting for that reason, because he does say, well, she makes as much as I make from it, and they added it up and it wasn't like nowhere near that much, so I'm just curious too about that.
And I've been watching, like, I don't agree with, like I was saying the other night, I don't agree with putting the kids to bed at 7. I don't agree with that. But then I get to listen to other things about the girls, and the babysitter said that Chris told her, put the kids in bed at 7. They've already had their bath. All you got to do is feed them pizza, because he got them pizza, and then put them to bed at 7. So he ordered the pizza before he left, and so they had pizza, and then I guess the babysitter did, fed them and got them washed up and cleaned up and everything. And then she said she was sitting on the couch with them, and she was talking to Bella because Cece had went to sleep and it wasn't 7 o'clock yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe they fall asleep early. That's why she puts them to bed. I don't know that.
Maybe I would think at that time it would be a sleep training thing, more likely being used to it, or maybe he them stay up a little bit later that day or something. I think what the issue is, from what I understand, that most people have from what I watch about the kids going to bed, isn't so much the time, it's the doors being locked, it's the not being able to get to the bathroom, it's the not having food or water for 12 hours straight, because She said they didn't get up from 6 to 7 to 6 to 7 the next morning. That's a
Right.
long time, and that's
It
dangerous.
is.
So that's more the issue I think it was. I don't have an issue with the kids being put to bed at 7 at all.
Yeah, I don't
But
either. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they're tired at 7. You
we
know, I
had to
don't.
go lay down like for a
Yeah.
certain time. We had a lot of grandkids and things like that. And even if we didn't, like my grandmother would tell us, like, you have to go lay down. You don't have to go to sleep, but you need to
Right.
go lay down. It's time to go lay down. It's time to wind down. It's time to be
Wind down.
quiet. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's time to wind down. And so I totally am like that. Like it gets to
Yeah.
that 7, 8 o'clock. Like, okay, let's start getting our beds. Let's start kind of like watching our evening shows or whatever we're gonna do. Hey
Yeah.
Tara. And
Hey,
then
Tara, because it'll be 8 o'clock before you know it. I mean,
yeah, and it
it
takes
really
them
will
about,
be.
it takes me
Yeah.
about an hour to wind down. So I think,
Yeah.
I start to put them down about an hour or so before I want, them to wind
Yeah.
down. I mean,
Yeah.
Andrew, not so much now that he's older, but still there's
Yeah.
some nights because he doesn't know how to like really regulate his time or sleep. He will
Right.
stay up through the
Yeah.
night if you let him, and then his whole sleep pattern's off. So like lately
Yeah.
I've been making him go to bed about
Yeah.
10 o'clock,
Yeah.
so, but
Yeah. And I think, it's a lot of it. Like, and Chris said, well, we have to lock the doors because they play in the toilet.
I just don't know if I believe the girls would do something like that. And even if they do, like, I don't know. I don't think you'd have to lock the doors from. I mean, and I don't feel like they would not listen that well because it seems like they were pretty well behaved.
It seemed right. I was watching some where little Isabella, just like a kid, would cry and get upset because she wouldn't get her way or something, and that's normal. All kids,
Yeah.
all kids do that. And I think maybe because they were sisters, there's a little competition there. One gets more attention than the other. That's normal. There's gonna be, even though you try not to give one more attention than the other, sometimes you have to. Versus if one of them's more sick than the other, or there's sometimes there's just issues where you have to. But
Yeah.
I don't see them as just getting into stuff. But
No.
Chris said in one of the interviews that they got into Vaseline or something.
Yeah, and you're talking about things on occasions. Like I feel like how many times did your kids? I know mine did. Got into things, and I didn't take it completely out of. Like lock the bathroom doors. You can't even get in the bathroom now. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just teach them like that's dirty. Those are germs. And if my autistic kids could understand it, I'm pretty sure those girls would have understood it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just think too, like how long were you going to keep locking them out the bathroom before you decided they were old enough to understand?
Right.
Because they should have been able to understand to
They
not play in the toilet
I
because it's
agree.
going to make you sick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, and the thing about it too is I think sometimes people single it in on Shanann. It's just as much Chris's fault for what was happening with the kids. He's just as guilty for that. If you want to look at it, I think they're both, because they were both, like he said, she wasn't there and he was still, if you want to say, putting him to bed and doing all those things, he was doing it himself when she wasn't there.
Right.
So for that, they're both wrong.
Right. And I understand the hot water thing, but the good thing about, you can turn your hot water heater to regulate the hot water, so that they don't burn themselves when they go in there and turn the water on.
The only thing I get about that, you learn your lessons, like touching a stove. You don't
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I mean, there's a lot of things that you just, sadly, you got to learn the hard way, because we don't learn anything without struggle. No. And I say that a lot. I'm like, change comes because there was a struggle, or something happened, or something good or bad happened, but you got to accept the change and move on, because if you don't, you're not going to grow, and you're not. And they weren't learning anything.
Not if you're taking every physical thing away, because if you're not going to learn that hot water is not safe, you're not going to learn not to play in water. Eventually, what bigger things are going to, you have to kind of start early, right? Like, I mean, as I was saying, like, I feel like the damage could be bigger by waiting so long, because you don't even understand simple, like, don't touch hot water, because you don't even let the water run. So I mean, there's no comprehension even there.
You got to learn. You have to learn bad from good. I mean, and Bella pulled her hair out. I don't know why she did that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a nervous thing, but again, it's kind of rare for a kid that young to be so nervous they're pulling their hair out too.
Yeah, that. I found that out too. I was kind of sad by that. I was like, oh, that's because she had her hair up in little pigtails, and Chris had taken them in the
I think I saw
wagon, and she's like, what happened to Cece's Bella's hair? And he's like, she pulled it out, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it was a
that,
big chunk too.
yeah, it was huge.
There's a big old chunk missing out the side of her head right there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, mm, I
Let's
would
see,
like the girls to do what she
but
can.
don't see the fascination of Vaseline. I don't see her using Vaseline as a beauty treatment.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't know
mean,
why Vaseline would have been in there other than.
well, they were doing them rectal temperatures.
Oh, that's true. That's
So I
true.
mean, I think that Bella would pretend that she was doing it with a doll because she would put videos up and stuff like that. But again, in the video, she's letting her do it, and
Well, see, if you can teach them to do that,
then
if
why
they
can't it
can
be in the
pick,
bathroom?
like, if they can pick up on that and know exactly what they're doing, then why can't they learn this is hot, this is cold?
That's what I'm
You
saying.
don't get in the toilet. You don't get in the, you pee pee in the toilet or you do whatever in the toilet.
Yeah,
You don't put your hands in there. That's nasty. So
yeah,
if they could
yeah.
learn that, they could learn the other,
I just don't see how
in
you
my
hold it
opinion.
that long either. Too, I don't see any kid being able to hold it that long all night.
No,
And then,
no.
yeah, I don't know. So,
Uh-uh.
but yeah, that's just a whole different discussion of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how I went that far that way, but yeah.
That's okay. We'll talk about that on the watch. We sure
Yeah.
will. I never use Vaseline to take
Yeah, I
rectal.
don't know if they did or didn't, but I'm pretty sure she did because there's
Yeah.
video that she records where Bella's again up on a changing table and she's got to be like, how old was she when she like at least 3 or 4?
Yeah.
She's 3 or 4. It looks too big to be up on a changing table, and
Mhm.
she's completely like unclothed, and she's recording the whole thing while Chris is doing it, and he's got the items right there, And this
Yeah.
is something posted on Facebook. Would you post that on Facebook? Like they had to blur it out. It's just
Yeah.
that's stuff to me that and again, this is not a baby. This is someone who's 3 or 4,
Yeah.
and it's being recorded and posted for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. I don't think I ever done it. I didn't even like doing it when they were infants.
no, I did the
That wasn't my,
armpit.
yeah.
I remember doing the armpit a lot.
Yeah.
The only time I ever remember being done is like at the doctor, maybe like once or
Yeah.
twice. And I don't even think it was more than once or twice. And it might have been even when Andrew was little, like
Yeah.
2000, like early
Yeah.
2000,
Yeah.
so little.
Yeah.
So
I didn't like it either.
yeah.
So what we're going to talk about today, since we went into Watts Island, it's like a hole. You get in there and you just keep shoveling dirt
There's
out.
just so much.
It is so much. Let's go here. Let's go here.
Yeah.
But what we're going to talk about today is Megan had told us on our last Haunted Live, if I remember right, correct me if I'm wrong,
No,
that
you're
you was not familiar with the Slender Man.
No,
So
I don't know the details of it. No.
okay, so I've been looking. There's not like a lot of long videos, like an hour or something videos. A lot of them are short,
Yeah.
like little shorts of the Slender Man, and some of them are he's in a group with a bunch of other cryptics, like the Mothman and the Rake and all that. So I did find one. This channel, it's about 50 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes, somewhere, and he kind of explains the Slender Man.
Okay.
When it's done, you can give your view, Megan. I'd like to know what you think about the Slender Man.
Yeah.
My view. You want me to wait till?
No, you can tell me because I feel like is this the one too where like two girls had like murdered somebody?
That is
that's the same kind of thing, right?
That's the same kind of thing.
Okay.
For me, I think the Slender Man is elemental. I don't think he was ever a thing, a breathing thing.
Yeah.
I think he's an elemental, and elementals there's nothing you can do with elementals. They're just they're here. But people are like, well, he looks like this and he looks like this. Okay, well, he looks like your worst fear. That's what he's going to look like.
Right.
So however he appears to you is what you're most scared of. That's how I feel about him, because some people picture him with teeth. Some people picture him with a fade hat. I think they're called fades. Some picture him like a man in black.
Yeah.
Some picture him with his arms like snakes. I think for me, as much as I've been looking and reading on him, I feel like it's whatever you're scared of.
Yeah, is what it looks like the most.
That's what he is for you. because that paralyzes you. If you're deathly scared of something, it's going to
Yeah.
paralyze you, you know. So I feel like that's how he appears, is whatever you're scared. He has that same format, kind of like he's a man,
Hmm.
and he's slender and he's tall, but I still feel like it's a lot of his form that he changes into is what you're scared of. And
Like
I
a
think
mind game.
that's why people describe him like with teeth or without teeth or with
Yeah.
snake arms or something. So I'll let you watch this and see what you think of the
Yeah.
Slender Man.
It kind of
Yeah.
reminds me, have you seen the movie Smile?
I have not.
So like Smile isn't exactly like, it's kind of like that. So like as it's like it shifts from one person to the next kind of thing as one passes, but like it always presents itself as like something again that would scare them the most, or a situation that's related to them that they can't seem to shake or get rid of.
Right.
But then it always takes form later, and it's kind of like the
Mhm.
same thing. And it reminds me like a lot of Native American, I think, like old
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of like elemental things. I think that's how that is. It usually like like you said, presents itself as whatever you're most scared of. So it
Mhm.
kind of reminds me of that the Smile, like it would kind of do that in that movie Smile. That's one I think you would like if you haven't watched it,
I haven't watched it.
and everybody else too.
I'll
Yeah,
have to watch it. Yeah,
it's a good
it's
one.
kind of like whatever your past trauma is that has still got a hold of you.
Yeah,
You know,
and
he can be that.
yeah, and I think that's what's good about Smile is that like you think like it's what happens, like it's like reality. So everything that's happening, it seems like it's real, and then all of a sudden like it starts warping in front of you, and then like you
Mhm.
snap out of it, and then it's like reality again. So
Yeah.
I think that's neat because I feel like that's what I've always almost been scared of, kind of thing. Like and
Yeah.
like when you die, like just looping and not realizing you're dead or not realizing you're stuck in this situation, and kind of like there was another movie like the Panic Room type thing, and it was like that, like they couldn't get out and they just kept
Yeah.
recircling through each room and it kept playing over. So that's why I
Mhm.
like Smile. It reminds me of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay, that sounds good. I'm gonna have
yeah.
to. The girl that, yes, she blamed it on the Slender Man, right?
Yeah.
And that I did come across that video. And if y'all want to, I can go back and get it and we can look at it. But I wanted to show Megan the kind of like the root of how Slender Man started.
Mhm.
And then you can kind of make, decide what you think. I think
Okay.
he's like, a skinwalker is like an elemental, but he's not,
Yeah.
because he was once a human. So the Slender Man is not. I don't think he ever was.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't sound like it would be something that would
Hmm.
technically, like you said, it sounds like something that's more like elemental and shifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh, hi,
hi
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Welcome.
Yes, I'm so glad to be here
Yay.
today with y'all.
Yes. I know
Talking
we've been
to
dragging. We have been
yeah.
dragging.
I've been trying, and I like I said, and then I'll like end up being like, I'm sorry, I just can't, I'm too tired. And then it's like when we finally do, it's like, oh no, there's a fire, or like something
Yeah.
happens.
I've had like
So
3 grass fires 3 days in a row. It was
yeah.
like every day I had it planned. I was like, I just can't.
And then it's
So,
like not at all for like the longest.
yeah.
So
Well, it's springtime, and people think that it's springtime. They want to start cleaning everything up. But it is so dry here and it's windy. It's like 10 to 15 miles an hour a day. And if you mix dry with wind and then you try to
yeah.
burn something, you're going to burn something else down. And that's
Yeah.
what people want to do. So they finally put us in a burn ban. So you're not supposed to be burning. And if you burn, you're supposed to get a ticket.
Yeah. But yeah, people do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I'm glad you're talking scary during the day.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to leave your light on all night.
Yeah. We won't make you do that for the Slender Man.
Yeah, Tara's getting ready to go, I think, to Wisconsin. We were just talking about Wisconsin too.
Oh, okay.
Like we were.
Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, because Watts. I think
Yep.
you said it sucked back
Yep.
already.
The Slender Man might be extraterrestrial, but
Yeah.
definitely supernatural. He could be.
Yeah.
I
I
really
think
just
almost any of
feel,
that stuff, the more things are starting to come out, I think most of anything that we think is extraterrestrial or like elemental, I think it's all kind of the same thing, just different levels, different
yeah.
planes.
And
So I think it would just depend on what plane you're talking about.
people are like, "Oh, you believe in UFOs?" I'm like, "Okay, listen to this. Listen.
Yeah.
UFO means unidentified flying object. That doesn't necessarily mean it's an alien. Anything
Yeah.
in the air that we don't know what it is an unidentified flying object. Whether it's a UFO, like the alien UFO, or it's a whatever in the air that you're seeing is still unidentified.
Yeah.
So
I would.
you automatically want to make it an alien. Well,
Yeah.
and it probably is because it's alien to us
It's
because we don't
alien
know
to
what it
us,
is.
yeah. Just like
S-
I mean, we would be alien to them, you know.
Right.
Like
So,
I mean, I
I
just
mean,
don't believe to think we're the only thing that's alive in the universe is
thank
just
you.
naive in the first place,
I think that too. I think
you
that too.
know.
I'm like, who
So
are we to believe we're the only thing that ever that
no, I
exists?
believe there's all kinds of stuff going on around us. I
Yeah.
just don't think you can see it. I think that's when people learn to like shift their conscious. I do think that's when people talk about the astral traveling or being able to kind of remote view and things like that's what
Hmm.
that is.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, for the most part, like there's just different levels. I think what's like planes start from like 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they go up to like 11. And so
Yeah.
the worst is obviously at the bottom. And then as
Yeah.
you go up, it's different kinds. They're not all through the same planes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
I think you're gonna have different things on each one. So yeah, you might have Slender Man might be on two. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where like the other
Hmm.
ETs are on like five or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
So
And how do you know that you haven't like transitioned to a different plane for like say like the hedge witch, she's in between. She can be in both sides, at night she
yeah.
can travel and be somewhere else. How do you know they didn't see you and go, there's an unidentified flying object? That's from another.
Yeah, and it was just you
Well,
zooming past.
right.
She's just flying past on her broom.
I'm not
I'm like, holy
unidentified.
shit,
I'm
did you
not.
see that?
Yeah. And it's not, it's just that you were somewhere else
Yeah.
that you're not identified. How do you know
Yeah,
that? I
they're
mean,
like last night there was an alien sighting on a broom. Like, she had crystals flying around her neck.
right. Right. See?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, why
Yeah.
not, right?
Right. I think
Stuff
any
that keeps life
spirit.
exciting.
Right. Like
Uh,
someone experienced something at some point. Right. And
yeah,
that's what we're talking about. For me, the Slender Man is like when he visits you, he's whatever you're scared of. That's why he appears so different to people. He's
yeah,
going to be whatever your fear is or your trauma is. Because, I mean, I've seen the Slender Man described always tall. That
yeah,
has always been an element, always tall and skinny, but then they add things to him. So,
yeah,
and I could believe that is how you see him.
yeah. I mean, I imagine too. Like it's no different from like if something happens, everybody kind of always tells the story different. So
Right.
I mean, I think just like yeah, however scared you are, you probably do see things differently
Mm-hmm.
each person.
Yep.
So,
When
but
we lived at our last home, the entire sky was visible for 70 miles. Wow. And we watched something zip across the sky so fast and disappeared. We never
yeah.
seen anything capable of being that quick. I know.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about all this study and stuff. Why would they study something this long that doesn't exist?
Right. So they're seeing something.
Yeah, they don't put all this money and time into things that don't exist. And what all these like
Yeah.
scientists, that's something I want to try to probably look into soon too, is that David Wilcock that I kind of posted on
Uh-huh.
the post. Cause that was like, I watched his live and the one that he did on Sunday and didn't seem like someone who was not saying, he wasn't possibly thinking about the unaliving aspect, but did not seem like it was something he was going to do. He was talking about being on his live next Sunday, talking about, thanking people for PayPal chat donations, talking about having food donations, about going to the doctor because he felt
Yeah,
like
he
he might have been
never.
pre-diabetic. And he said something, and it honestly, like he said, I kind of feel like maybe like he was targeted in some way with something else. It could have been like food or something because he made a comment that he had eaten food that had been sent to him and it made my stomach drop.
Oh,
Like,
yes. Yeah. I wouldn't.
and I don't know if that necessarily would be it, but I'm just saying,
Hmm.
like, he was complaining of all these health issues that he never had before.
Yeah.
And so, like, and by him saying all that stuff and having the issues with food, it just sounded like he was nervous to eat or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, and some of the things he was describing, like, yeah, it could have been diabetic symptoms. It also could have been poison symptoms.
It could have been.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder. Like, I want to kind
Yeah.
of look into his and kind of, but again, that's the whole
Yeah.
scientist thing. What there's 12 of them missing now. They're all
Yeah.
connected to UFOs. They're all
Yep.
connected to anti-gravity things, how to create those things. But
Hmm.
right, it's not real. It's not real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
All right then.
Mhm.
But this
You
one,
think
let me
so?
see. Oh yeah, they did say there's a way that you can show your videos and still see your comments. I have to figure that out. That's a new thing on StreamYard. See?
What?
Th- th-
Oh, I think it's like I know there's some way that you can put it up on the screen like a switch, but I don't know how much you would be able to read it.
Yeah, I don't either. I
Yeah.
don't either. Okay, so this is. I did put their description in the Oh, I did put their link, sorry, in the description. I got it
Okay.
backwards. Their link is in the description of the video of what we were talking about today. If the mods want to drop it, they can do that too. Um, if not, I can go in there and drop it. It's not a big thing. But
Okay,
this is the Slender Man, and it's what really is the Slender Man. And he's going to talk about it. I think it's, how long is this? 37 minutes. Oh, that's weird. 37. So we're going to watch this. I've never heard of this channel. They've got 40,000 subscribers. But if y'all want to watch other stuff they have,
Yeah. I'm going to
you
share
can.
the link if somebody
Okay.
hasn't yet.
All right. So I wouldn't eat food from anyone. Yeah. I
Yeah, it's
wouldn't.
just when he
Mm-mm.
said that, and now he made it sound like, he didn't, I don't know how much he done it, but he
Yeah.
said that, I've eaten stuff, that people have sent me. So yeah, y'all send me all the organic,
And
like,
see, he knows that people,
well,
he
he was
kind
getting
of
death
put him,
threats and stuff.
yeah, he
You
kind
know
of
what I
put
mean? So
himself
like,
out there.
why would you, well, again, like, I think it was just, wanting to believe that people are genuine, but like, people are never going to come to you like a friend in that kind of situation. They're going to come to you like that. They're going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
of course I want to, let me send you a care. Everybody, can I send you a care package? And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but you're getting death threats for
Well,
years. He
the
got them for
thing,
3 years.
the thing is, he doesn't, they don't know who did it.
Mm-mm.
They won't never know who did it. If he's receiving stuff from all kinds of people, they won't ever
Yeah.
know who sent it to him unless they localize the food it was in.
Yeah. And that's what I said. I don't know if, how often he did it, if it was one time or like
Mm-hmm.
even what it was, but just the fact that, like, I heard later that he was getting the death threats and that, all these things were happening to him and they were threatening him and stuff like that. And then he was complaining of all these health issues when to me, it sounded like, yeah, it could be those things, but it also could have been something like poisoning. Like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just, that's what I thought of for some reason, or like direct, like kind of energy hitting, like kind of thing. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
And it could have been untraceable too.
Yeah, but that was real sad. So that's the link. I put the link in the chat for this channel.
Well, this is it. Let's get into it and let him explain the Slender Man.
Yeah.
If I ask you, what is the Slender Man? Chances are you would say something along the lines of,
Can y'all hear it okay? Do I need to put the closed caption on there?
I can hear it okay.
Okay. Can y'all hear it? Chat, do I need to put the closed caption on?
To keep packaging.
Yeah, that he was sent. Yeah.
And that's again, and they wouldn't use their real, because if he's that high up, I mean, he used to be on the History Channel and stuff like that. I mean, he did all kinds of studying and stuff. I mean, and that's why he was getting all these threats, and he's been, waiting. As I said, I'll send you the link to the Sunday one and you can watch it. Maybe that's something we can watch together. It's really interesting.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
You can hear, okay, and you can hear Tara. Okay, good.
Okay, great.
All right.
a creepypasta character. I'd smack you upside the head and I'd rethink how I word the question. Then I'd ask you, what is Slender Man the character? What does he do? What are his powers? What is his story? Most people think of Slender Man like this. He's a tall guy in a business suit with no face. He's got a bunch of tentacles that come out of his back. He causes cameras to get all staticky. He has a bunch of humans he made into his proxies to do his bidding. And he can teleport from place to place, making everyone feel shitty when he's in their vicinity. But how much of this is actually Slender Man? Is this accurate? How do we gauge accuracy? Well, Slender Man, for one thing, is a copyrighted character. Who owns the copyright? We don't actually know as of making this. The company that bought the copyright from his creator has split. That said, there is a way to gauge what Slender Man was supposed to be in his inception, and that is to do something most people have never done. Read the original post by Eric Knudsen, the creator of Slender Man, on Something Awful. A lot of people know that Slender Man originated on this forum in a Photoshop contest, but not as many people know about the original stories that came with these posts. In this video, I kind of just want to go over those original stories and the elements within them, as well as kind of how well they match the modern day vision of Slender Man. And I will be tackling this overall concept of what is Slender Man in 3 parts. The main one is part 1. Let's go. Eric Knudsen, known online as Victor Surge, originally posted these images with this story attached. These original images show Slender Man standing behind a group of children and at a playground. The first one kind of makes it look like he's got a big white jabot on him, or even just an unbuttoned long coat instead of his standard three-piece suit. And the second one almost seems to make him look like he has hair. But most notably, we can see his left hand and right arm morphing into large patches.
You see that? You see his
Yeah.
arm right there? But this one actually has hair. I've never seen one with hair.
Yeah. Like you said, maybe it looks different in different places kind of thing.
Yeah. That's weird. Maybe he's afraid he'd scare the kids with no hair, but dang, look at the tentacles he's got. That's kind of freaky.
Like, they won't mind these, but I definitely need some hair.
Right?
They don't like bald people.
The attached stories read as such. We didn't want to go. We didn't want to kill them. But its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time. 1938. Photographer unknown, presumed dead. One of the 2 recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished, and for what is referred to as the Slender Man. Deformity cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence. 1986. Photographer Mary Thomas. Missing since June 13th, 1986. From these we can glean that the Slender Man coerced 14 children to kill for him. They presumably killed the photographers and lit the library on fire. That said, they don't appear to have been necessarily mind controlled, though it is within the realm of possibility. Just like it's possible that Slender Man himself lit the building on fire. We can say possibly mind control and fire creation are in his repertoire. There is definitely some silent form of communication going on though. He is noted as being silent, yet made the children kill anyway. Notably, instead of proxies that he turns into strange feral monster people, he just has normal children that he can make do stuff for him. I also want to note the body language in the first image. Contrary to his standard stoic look Slenderman has nowadays, this Slenderman is posturing. His arms are outstretched as if he's communicating and commanding these children, and this matches the outstretched arms quote from the story. His head is thrown back as if laughing or roaring, maybe looking to the skies and channeling some power through himself. The next image shows a couple of people taking a photograph in front of a mirror, with the Slender Man appearing in the reflection, accompanied by this story.
Y'all see him in there?
Yeah, that one looks like it has like eyes more, maybe.
Yeah,
Do you
right
see
here.
it or no? The eyes?
Right
Yeah.
here. Right here. Is that what
Yeah.
you're seeing him?
Is it like right up here? I don't know. I don't have a
Hold
mouse.
on, let
Like
me get
above
back
the
to the
light?
screen.
Is that the face up there above the
That's
light?
what I thought he was, but it looks like there's something right here. Let me make it big again. See right here? There's a
Yeah,
face.
I thought that was another person though.
Maybe it is. It
And I
looks
think
like
behind the
1,
light
2,
is supposed to
3.
be
Him, the Slender
Yeah.
Man right here.
the same, but that one has eyes where most of them so far.
Yeah, because I
Hasn't
don't
had
see
eyes.
anything else
Hmm.
that would be him.
Yeah, that's an
Yeah.
interesting one though.
Yeah.
1994, Wilkes Estate. One subject reported nothing out of the ordinary before taking photograph. Lower stairs the area was said to be very dark. Subject states that after the camera flash, he heard a sound like a watermelon being... Subject unable to recall events after manor power failure. Unable to question other 2 identified subjects. Camera and film acquired from Gloria Creedy, current resident of Woodview Mental Hospital and Psychological Rehabilitation Clinic. Film mostly uncontaminated despite massive blood and human tissue present on camera. No positive ID on anomalous tall and slender subject. Facial blur caused by possible contamination. Early digital analysis indicates tall subject may have no eyes. Anomalies previously thought to be film errors and flash artifacts now thought to be appendages. Final identified subject reported missing
Maybe
along
that's
with other
what you
33
saw.
patients and staff of Woodview Mental Hospital and Psychological.
Uh,
Maybe that's what it is, like appendages or something that
Yeah.
look like rolly, like kind of like, because it does look like something's twisted.
it does. Yeah.
So maybe that's what he's talking about, the appendages
Yeah.
that you see.
I don't know. What is running great? What are y'all doing? Are y'all behaving, chat?
I don't think they ever behave.
What? Oh, let me see.
Rehabilitation Clinic South Wing. Further inquiry to cease immediately. This tells us a few things as well. One is that Slender Man can either appear in reflections, appear on camera, or appear behind people in moments somehow. The story seems to tell us that the latter is true. The Slender Man appeared behind the person taking the photo and smashed their head in. That would be the sound of a watermelon that is heard. After that, the 2 other identified subjects couldn't be questioned as they were residents of a psychological clinic and would eventually go missing. I believe this mostly because of the mention of blood and human tissue present on the camera. I think Slender Man smashed the photographer's head in. This tells us that the Slender Man is a very physical and very dangerous threat. He can also cause power failures across at least an entire building, can seemingly just appear whenever he wants, and has made 34 people disappear. So the Slender Man has made a combined 49 people disappear currently, and has been responsible for the deaths of 2, one just presumed. The next image shows the Slender Man in all of his glory, with his arms both replaced with 3 long tendrils and extra tendrils coming off his back. Notably, these are not tendrils akin to the tentacles we see in modern Slender Man, but more like extra long limbs that he uses to stand taller on. We can also clearly see the modern-day 3-piece suit coming into presence here. There is also a piece of paper present that seems...
Yeah, see, that he's always had something. He's always had a black suit on, but sometimes they make him look. Now they make like Men in Black, and I'm like,
Yeah. They look like almost like spider arms or something.
Yeah.
Instead of like the other one look more like octopus arms. Almost
Yeah.
like spider arms.
yeah. What was that? Mr. Gadget. What was he? You know the cartoon,
Yeah,
and he had all those things. All those,
those arms that would
yeah, remember
extendo. It was extendo arms.
yeah, that's what I mean, he seems to be getting. It's almost weird. It seems like he's like changing with the times. So if he's back in the 1940s, he looks like he's back in the 1940s.
Yeah.
But if he's moving to the 1980s, he's like, now maybe he's going to look like a punk rocker, with spandex pants on and a guitar. And now we're moving into the 90s. So what are we going to look like in the 90s? It's kind of like
evolving with time.
Yeah, it's like he wants to fit in, so you would trust him or something. I don't know. It's weird because you see how
I think you probably have to do that a bit, right? Like you would have to kind of shift something, right? I mean, you have to do it in the regular world. I would think there too.
Yeah, it would be a part of shape shifting, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask if any of the kids are still alive. It didn't say, did it? It just said they got 14 kids to do
That's
that.
A lot of kids to convince to do something though at once.
She was laughing at something you said. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about when she started laughing. I think we were saying something about Watson right before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He had appendages of Medusa on her. Oh.
His were on his back instead of on his head.
Yeah. You'll see how he changes. I mean, it's just weird how he just.
Yeah, it probably slows you down, like how the birds or the fish will like extend it, and like on Jurassic Park when that guy's like, "Oh, it's a little dinosaur," and it all of a sudden shoots out and then like spits that stuff at him.
Yeah,
that's what that reminds me of.
It's kind of like he does that to trap you.
Yeah,
like trap your energy,
hypnotize you. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, shifting with the time. Yeah, it does, doesn't? I mean, if you think about how he looks, I mean, he seems to change his. Clothes even seem to kind of change a little bit, Yeah. I think Running was laughing about the bald head.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, the bald head. Because I was like, my arms won't scare him, but this bald head.
That's right. That's right.
Scare a lady away for sure.
Right? Oh my gosh. And where was the teachers at? I guess they
taking the picture.
I guess they were the ones, the photographers taking the pictures. Yeah,
pretty much. Why are my kids missing? Because I was taking a picture of the person taking them.
While they were missing, while they went missing, while they committed all these crimes, I was taking the picture.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's looking through the blinds, but the Slender Man looks like he's in them, like he's on this side with him.
It almost looks like a patio, or a kind of porch or whatever, those enclosed.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what it was, like an enclosed type of porch.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Been scrolled on by someone going batshit mad. Apparently at 3 p.m. a fog rolled in and 17 minutes later the Slender Man appeared. 2 people, Mark and Evan, appeared to go outside and nobody could see what happened, but screams and deep baby laughter sounds could be heard. There was no power in this town and he just stayed there for 3 days. The note itself is unclear in its relevance, seeing as it is a report for an event that occurred in 1955 while this fog event happened in 1993. This date, though, seems to say 1997, so, I don't know, maybe the Slender Man stayed for 4 entire years. At the very least, we can infer the Slender Man can make a lot of tendrils and create large town-sized fogs and power outages. He might be able to make a sound akin to a laughing baby, but deeper, and while not causing insanity via mental influence, his presence does cause it by just making it all foggy, taking away power, killing anyone who leaves buildings, and we can add 2 confirmed kills to the list. And who knows how many people from this town also died. The next set of images shows a child's drawing of the Slender Man. We can see him fully in the three-piece suit, though with a black tie more often associated with the Marble Hornet's operator than most modern-day Slender Man depictions. We can also still see the impression of eyes. We then see an invitation to Jake's birthday party and the Slender Man behind these trees at the party. This ties to the next image, reveals these events take place in 2004, and that Jake Greenwood disappeared the day after his birthday. We also learn that for the last few weeks, the Slender Man has been present and causing him to become irritable, as you'd expect if a tall-ass man was talking as a child. We can also find out.
Try to pause it with my mouse. So it's like, yeah. So is every like Slender Man, like how there is like every sighting supposed to be connected to some kind of disappearance or murder or something? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought they were just sightings too. I didn't know they was all like connected to something.
Yeah, there's always something that happens when they're around that's not. Okay. Mostly it's like they used to say like the rake is another one that's out. The Slender Man doesn't scare me like the rake does. He is like,
yeah, I don't know about that one. You had mentioned that one last time, but I haven't heard much about that one either.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the Slender Man kind of like mainly comes like at night and takes you like at night, or changes, takes your mind over at night and makes you physically leave, because there's not really any, like if you hear all the stories, there's no like the room isn't tore up, like it's like he just kind of like makes you do it, like makes you just leave, like come with me, and you just get up and you just leave with him, you know what I mean? So there's always either somebody that has gotten unalived or somebody that is missing when he is reported.
Okay. I didn't know that was like also part of it.
Yeah. What did you see? Over 42 missing people. Yeah.
Because if he changes, it would take you aback and capture your attention.
If you change, he would take you back and capture it while you're trying to figure out if you're.
That's what I was thinking. Like once you start shifting and you're like, oh crap, what is that? It's probably when he takes all the long tentacles and grabs you.
Yeah, you're looking around because he disappeared, so you're trying to find him, and then.
Well, and then we don't see nothing like that ever. When do you ever see something literally shift formed in front of you? Never.
Right.
So that alone would make you like freeze and be like, what is?
I don't know. I don't know if there's any survivors.
Yeah, that would be interesting to know.
It would. We hear the stories, and there's drawings, like that little kid drew that, and they got the drawings from when he documented it. But there's always that story you see. I guess he's scary enough that when he shows up in pictures and stuff, that people document it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's surprising how many probably aren't documented because people think they're nuts. I'm not going to write this down because somebody's going to think I'm crazy. So I'm not going to write this down,
Yeah. I mean, our I don't know about yours. I literally have tarot on my page, which I think kind of cues that I believe like in pretty much all this stuff. And you'd be surprised how many times we get on here and we talk about this stuff and people just like drop off. You start losing people left and right. And it's like, did you not read tarot? And then
right.
Like, I don't know. So it's like, it's good to me because then I can talk about it in the future and I don't have to worry about offending nobody. But for the most part, I'm always surprised how many people are like, will come on to in comments or something later and be like, oh, I didn't know you believed in that. That's weird. It's like, well, I don't know if I do tarot, I more than likely believe in different realms and things like that.
Yeah. People. And I think with the Slender Man, you notice that he goes to mental institutions, and it would be very easy for him to take over there.
And then people not question it because they're not going to question a crazy person, right? So
But what? I was literally typing that and the words came out of your mouth. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Oh, yeah.
People would be locked in psych wards for saying it. Yeah,
they would. Yeah, they're afraid to put it down there.
Yeah. That's what I said. I feel like I say some stuff on here and I could feel like probably somebody on the other side just cringing and being like, oh, I didn't know she believed that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta go now.
Tribe. That's why you lose like 2 people after a live.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, oh yeah.
Every time. Does it? I literally put out tarot videos. Nothing
Right.
but tarot and crime, but I
Okay.
still will lose people when we do stuff like this for some reason. Not really
Yeah.
sure why, but for
Yeah.
some reason.
I mean, it's well, I was trying to do tarot all the time,
That's hard to do.
and it's hard to do, and people were not. Nobody was
Yeah.
wanting readings, and nobody was interested
Yeah.
when I'd go online and live. So I said, well, I'm still going to do tarot, but I'm going to add something to it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't think people really look for readings as much as they used to. Like when I first started, it was all the time. And then it got to a certain point, really after COVID stopped, the whole thing stopped, you know, and everybody had to go back to work and they stopped getting their, you know, but even at that, like, I mean, I worked on the sites still. I mean, I still have them.
Yeah.
They're not like they were, you know what I mean? And even if it
Yeah.
is, it got to a point where it was so saturated with people who just wanted to test you. It was nobody ever really looking for true, genuine answers or guidance or you know, advice or anything like that. So I mean, of course, like, you know, I have like you and Tara that, you know, I do the readings for and stuff still and things like that, and some other people too that who've always kind of been here and stuff. But for the most part, I noticed that people don't really look for readings as much. And I think the thing about tarot cards get bad reps, especially right now with a lot of the things that are coming out. Like, anything's bad if you make it bad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
If you're making something bad, then it's gonna be bad. You know what I mean? But like you don't, and then I think too, like people get scared off with tarot because they'll go look for a reading and somebody like, well, it scared me because they told me this was gonna, and I think that's just a bad reader. To be honest, like if your reader should be able to look at some cards, pick up a pattern, tell you what they see, tell you what your options could be. And there's some things, very few things I've ever seen for somebody in a reading to the point I can't even think of one. Things were set in stone and you couldn't do nothing about it. You know what I mean?
Changes.
Well, and you have free will of everything. So if you're at a crossing point where you're like, I don't know what to do, you always have an option. Maybe you don't know what it is, but you have different options. It doesn't always have to be a bad option. Like even with the reverse cards, if it comes out reverse and it looks bad, I'll let you know that. But then I tell you what the good side of it means. Yeah. And I don't want I want people to go away from my readings and not feel like they have to come back and back and back and back. Right. Because you want them to take it and be like, I got something from this and I can move on. You know what I mean? Like I want people to be able to do that. And I just feel like if you find readers who can't encourage you, who can't give you positive, who don't know how to give you positive out of it, and they want you to keep coming back, those are ones you should not pay attention to. Right. And that's just my opinion.
And that's like I used to have people that would like, can you give me a reading every week? And I'm like, I don't think I should give you one every week.
I don't do that no more.
Time doesn't change like that. I mean, and you would be paying me for something I'm probably going to be most repetitive about because
it's going to be repetitive.
Yeah.
And people are not going to, and if they're having to get it every week, like you said, it's going to be repetitive. More than likely they're stuck in a loop. They're not willing to break. Like, and so you can't help them. You can't help them.
Now once a month
people
is
help
good.
themselves. Yeah. Once a month is good.
Yeah. I just, and I would just be taking your money otherwise. I think.
I used to have people who call me every day. Like every day and the same thing. And I would feel bad. Like I would, there were sometimes I'd even just go ahead and take myself offline because it was just like, I'm not going to do the same reading and tell you the same thing. Yeah. And I mean, they would keep, I mean, I remember being on a holiday, Thanksgiving, being on a phone call from 8:00 in the morning to 5:00 in the evening. Now I got paid good. It was Thanksgiving, but still like, I felt like I just so bad want to tell this person, like, please stop worrying about this person and just, and I'll always just be like, let's do a reading for you and see what you need to focus on so that if you're wanting to pull this energy back and it's good for you, it'll come back. But other than that, like I'm not going to keep looking into them over and over and over again to see what's wrong, because a lot of times at that point, it's nothing with the other person anymore. It's never nothing with the other person anymore. And they don't want to hear that to begin with. So
that's what I was fixing to say. Unless you're going to change what I've told you in this week, it's going to be the same.
Yeah. And then I feel like I'm not doing like myself or yourself justice if I just keep doing the same thing over and over again. That's not right to me. So but and yes, I appreciate y'all reading with y'all.
Yes,
I love to read with y'all.
Yeah, I love to read for people that want to, but here lately it just hasn't been that. So I said, well, I've got to do something on my channel. I don't mind coming on here and just talking, hanging out and talking. I don't mind that. But I mean, I do want to have something on some type of content, on here.
Yeah. I found now the best thing to do is like when you have your readings, I kind of try to do like 2 or 3 at a time, maybe 4, and then try to release them like once a week or something now. Just because, again, it's hard for me to read all the time now. As I've gotten older, I'm tired. You know, I get tired from it. It burns me out quicker than it used to. And yeah, like I want to make sure I get the best genuine pull. Like I did a bunch of readings, I think like what was like 2 or 3 weeks ago or something like that almost. And then I have some that I was starting to work on last week, but I just couldn't get to them for like Emma. There's a subscriber on my page, Emma, who has a lot of ones that she'll ask me to do, which I don't mind doing them because like it seems like I'm always like, I never think of them. And then when I start to do it, I'm like, hey, this is a really good, you know what I mean? I just feel like she picks really good ones, you know, that I don't even think of. So, and you and Tara do too, you know, so I just feel like I go better off of request than I do. And, you know, every now and then I'm pulled to do something like that David Wilcock, you know, with him just dying and stuff like that. But other than that, like there's not too much. I feel like I've done it most. Like, I'm like, what can I do that I haven't done? And I feel like I've done a lot.
Yeah.
So
that's like the I'm getting ready to do a video and I'm going to work on it tomorrow. I was going to work on it today, but I just couldn't get to it. But I've got time set aside tomorrow that I'm going to work on it. To put out because I think it's a good one to put out. But as far as just personal readings, they, you know, when we go live, people don't, like you said, they just don't seem to want them anymore. So I just said, well, we're going to do haunted stuff, scary stuff. You know, we're going to, we're going to do this for a little while. So.
Yeah, I tried it. There was a couple of times. I used to do them all the time. I mean, I would have like 3 times a week or something, and we would do it for hours on when I first started. And then like, now like I noticed like a couple of years when I try to get back into it, it just wasn't it wasn't the same. So
yeah, no. If people come on here while we're doing this and they want a reading, we'll do a reading. But you know, it's just nobody has wanted that. So
and I thought about it too in the beginning. I was excited still too, you know, like I was just learning and I was excited to read everything, you know what I mean? And now I can kind of pick and choose where I extend that and where I do it on and things like that. But again, it's because I'm older and I get tired easy. So I get tired real easy. So.
Exactly. And a lot of people, they just don't really want to pay like what an actual reading's worth for like an hour. And that's, you know, and that's hard work and it's exhausting. And we put a lot into that. And so a lot of people, they just don't want to pay that. And it's like, well, you know.
And I don't know about other people. I know that you do because you read for me too. But like, I know for me, like if I get like a reading, like request or something on Etsy and I have one that I have to do, like a lot of time, like I'll put it out for like 24, 48 hours out. And that way like, I can have time to like sit with their energy, try to connect with it, see what I want to get. So that way I can give you like the best reading. I can look through your numerology. I can look through your chakra. I can do everything. You know what I mean? So like, I'm giving you like 3 or 4 different areas in like 30 minutes to an hour, you know? And so I don't know, like, I just feel like I prefer to do it that way. I don't like anymore just picking up the phone on the spot, trying to like hurry up and guess what you want to know in 30 seconds. If I don't do it, then I'm going to get hit for some shit. Like, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She said he loved her and not me. Like what he does. So sorry, girl. You know what I mean? Sorry you didn't want to hear it, but that's he's not even with you. He's been married for 10 years now. Like, what are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. I got tired of stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then you'd find out again, this guy is married, has kids, ain't talked to this person in 10 years, but they're like, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, you're delusional.
Yeah, you're single for a reason.
I got a delusional card. Do you want to see it? I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Exactly.
People don't realize how much work. Yeah, it is it's a lot of work and it's a lot of energy and it just.
When the reader genuinely cares, it is. You know, when they're genuinely tapping in and trying to get the best answers for you and looking at all angles of it, looking at your numerology, looking at how it attaches to your chakras, how it attaches to your number. I mean, that's a lot, you know?
Yeah, I think, I know it's funny that I say it like this, but I kind of feel like it like this. I think, like, card readers are kind of like doctors. Like you only go to them when you need them.
Yeah. It should be that way.
You only go to them when you absolutely need them. You know, it's just not something that you just, a habit or something. You go to them when you need them.
Yeah. And then going to numerous ones too. Like I think you'll know too, when you get somebody and they've been to 10 readers before you and asked the same thing, it's saturated. Like you can tell almost that just by the way that it comes out, it's messy. It doesn't make sense. And they already have like not only do they have like a idea of what they're already trying to get you to say, but you can
Yeah.
just tell because it's so saturated and there's so much
Yeah.
going on that you're like, you've been to a bunch of people already, you know, and they're
Yeah.
looking for the same answer again. And when they
Yeah.
don't get it, you know, you'll know.
Well, you know, I've done readings and I've that I was going to do, and it took me a while to do them. And I've called Megan, and I'm like, I don't think I can reach this person. It is just all over the
Yeah.
place. And then Megan would do it. She's like, no, you're right. They are.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
just all over. I mean, it's just
And
like,
there's nothing wrong with not being able to reach anything too. I think
Yeah.
people will assume too, if you can't, then you don't have a connection or you do.
Yeah,
No,
but-
not everybody's going to connect to everything. Like, you know, like even Kurt Cobain, my connection was a little bit different than yours.
yeah,
You know, and I think that you had a better connection with him than I did.
yeah,
From what it sounded like. And again,
Yeah.
I didn't, you know, so again, I don't know if there's a reason for it. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
my feelings aren't
Yeah.
hurt about it. You know,
Yeah.
it's great for you. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So, but I think that, you know, I think that's how you know when like certain readers are in their egos or all they're worried about is being right.
yeah,
Because you interpret the message the best you can, the way you get it.
yeah,
You know, nothing,
Yeah.
you know, if that's what you're doing and you're genuinely doing it the best that you can, the best way you know you can and know how to, I don't see how you do anything wrong.
Yeah,
Really, you
right,
know,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
I
like
just don't think.
he was just, it was just a fun, he was just like a fun kind of laid back, just kind of, okay, dude, kind of,
Yeah.
know,
And that's
just
the thing.
like-
Maybe he was almost
Yeah.
too mellow. I needed a little bit more talking or something. And for you,
Yeah.
that worked with you best, you know?
yeah,
So,
he was just like, you know, and he just had a good energy. And like I said, I do feel like, you know, it's not totally her fault. You
Right.
know, I mean, some of that was self-inflicted.
yeah, like
But,
drug use and stuff.
yeah, he definitely, I feel like he was definitely headed in a different direction that they didn't want
That's
him
when
to
they
go.
stopped it. Yeah. Yeah. And I think so because the baby had came. And
Yeah.
and the baby was getting older and he just wanted that. He just wanted happiness with his daughter.
Yeah.
Thing.
Well, he had so much clarity when he was away from her.
Mhm.
That's when his mental clarity would come and he would see things. But then it's like as soon as he was back around her, then he started getting cloudy again, and he was just
yeah, it's
doing.
intentional though, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it always is.
Mm-hmm. A while ago, Tammie did for the blue reading on me, and it fooled me. It was
Yeah. You did one for me a couple weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, that's how I think I feel. I don't know. I was all over the place with feelings, but yeah, I was like, help me. I was like, I don't know what's going on with me.
Oh, I can see ones who are hoping until they get the answer. Yeah, and I tell, I'm like, I don't sugarcoat life. I mean, I'm not that way anyway. So that's why I don't have a big handful of friends, because if you are my friend and you do something stupid, I'm going to tell you that was stupid. Yeah. I mean, I don't sugarcoat anything. It's just not me. I just tell you, I'm just blunt. I don't have a poker face either. If you piss me off, you know it, you see it. I don't lie to you. So, you know, and I tell people when I'm reading, I said, I can't lie to you. I've got to tell you what's in front of me. Yeah. Now you take it and do what you want to with it because it's you. But I'm not going to tell you something that's not here or something you want to hear.
Yeah. And that's why I thought, you know, that's why I always like will say you can say the parts of it that's like, oh, I guess you could say the bad parts if you want to. Like, this isn't the best scenario, I guess is a better way to say it. But here's how you flip those and what you can do to make it better. Yeah. So like I said, that's always there. It's always present. And I feel like that should always be something searched for. So.
Yeah. You know, some people won't read it if it's reversed. And I'm like, you can't do that because there's always a shadow and a light side. Always. If you don't read the reverse, it's like you're looking at, okay, nothing bad can ever happen.
Yeah. And you're usually here for a reversed reason. Nobody really comes to get readings because they're in a great place all the time. Now, there's some people who get them regularly, and that's fine. Again, you know, but for the most time, I've never really had anybody come to me and say, my whole life's figured out. Can you give me a reading? You know what I mean? It's usually the opposite. Like something's going on. And like, I even read my cards. Like I will let people know when my cards come out sideways. I know.
I do too.
Most people, I've never heard any other readers besides you say that it's sideways and like me, but like, I like take it sideways because sometimes I can feel sideways about something. Maybe I
Yeah.
don't feel 100% one way or the other, and it's
Right.
that easily flippable. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or it's something you're on the edge about and you're teetering about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I take both sides of that.
Yeah. Or you're just stalled. You're just not thinking
Yeah.
about it at all. There's that
Like
gray
people who can't make
area.
decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what it is.
Yeah.
That gray area, can't make decisions, and that's
Mhm.
why you're stuck because
Yeah.
you're sideways. You
Yeah.
can't go nowhere sideways.
Yeah. You're a little sideways. You got to make your mind up. You know, you got to level yourself off. So, yeah, I read them sideways. I read them reverse. I mean, because there's always good and bad. You can't have one without the other. Nobody
Yeah.
is always rainbows and unicorns. Maybe we need to think of something else to say besides rainbows and unicorns. But
Yeah,
you get the
I mean
point.
that one's pretty decent though.
Yeah. Yeah.
For now, we'll try. I'll think of something tonight for the next.
Right. Every time she's helped me, she's never wrong. Oh, I usually contact her when something is wrong with my dogs. Yep. And
Yeah.
I know what. Yeah, she's got some crab spiders that love to bite her babies.
Oh.
And they look, I never heard of a crab spider. I didn't even know there was a thing that existed. And when I seen it, like I was doing the reading for her, and I just seen this thing, and I'm like, this thing looks like a crab. Do you have a spider that looks like a crab? And she's like, but as a matter of fact, we do. And you look, and it's called a crab spider. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Interesting.
you think you're scared of spiders?
Oh yeah.
You'd freak out if you
I
seen this
actually
thing.
don't mind spiders. I don't like lizards.
Lizards. That's right.
Chris doesn't like
Yeah.
spiders. I don't like lizards.
Okay. I knew one of y'all didn't like spiders. He would freak out if he saw.
and
Tell him to
with
look it up.
this whole reptilian theory. I'm wondering, like, this whole time, like, was that it? Like, was was I scared of lizards because of
Well, hey, but you know,
because I see the faces of them, and that's what they look like. They look like fucking lizards, and I'm like,
yeah,
I would.
yeah,
That's something like they wouldn't
Yeah.
even need extend arms, like for
Mhm.
me. Like, just that's all I have to see is a lizard face, and I just drop dead right then and there. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? 'Cause
and you almost wonder if maybe like a lot of stuff doesn't come from like. I mean, people are like, oh, there's no lizard people.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, there may not be lizard people, but there are lizard things out there that you cannot tell me that there's creatures out there you've never saw that you have seen. Every creature
I think
out
the Queen
there.
Elizabeth was a lizard or reptilian or whatever, and
You
her
think so?
husband. I think that's what all them people are.
He was kind of
No.
strange.
He was strange.
I know
And
he
I just
couldn't.
watched something where they had both been charged with 10 kids going missing, and they had went to some country and took a bunch of kids with them for a camp, like picnic or something with just him and her, and these kids never came back.
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah. She was charged
Wow.
with it, her and Prince Philip, and the person who reported it ended up getting thrown in jail and drugged, and him and her walked away with it.
Wow.
I have to see where I found that at too. I was watching that and I meant to send that too, but I watched so much stuff almost when I'm just laying there. But I was
Yeah.
binging it, and so it was kind of flipping through different reels, and I somehow got to that one. And
Mhm.
Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip got charged with 10 kids going missing out of like some country. They had said they were going to take these kids for a picnic, and they never came back. And 30 years later, these kids' parents are still talking about how they're missing their kids.
Wow.
And this guy who reported it got thrown in jail and drugged.
That's wow.
I was surprised they posted all the documents of it too.
Well, I worry about, or don't worry about. I wonder about Camilla because they need to just sit her down somewhere.
Oh, that painting that Prince Charles had, not that, or King Charles, I guess, whatever now. But how you flip it upside down and it's the goat head. Yeah, I mean, it's in his picture. It's in his painting. That's what I'm saying. He's one too. They're all, mostly all of them are.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be.
That.
Yeah.
They'll have weird people, and their actions are lizard-like. Their eyes.
She said they put Thorazine up his butt.
What?
Wait, Wolfie said that she said they loaded his butt up with Thorazine. I thought she said they put Thorazine up his butt. I was like, they probably did then, they were real harsh. They're like, this is what you get for talking.
Not literally, Megan. She didn't literally.
Really quick. And then she said loaded. It was hilarious the way that I read it. Like my brain brain read it that way. They loaded it.
Oh,
Like
my-
bright red. That's funny.
That's hilarious.
Thanks for that, Wolfie. That was great.
Yeah. His butt.
I can't remember that.
Oh my!
Oh my goodness.
She just said it's a shot. She was a nurse.
I thought they loaded him. Like,
They loaded him all right. They loaded him all right.
yeah, they loaded him real good.
Oh my gosh!
That's funny.
Oh, she thinks it's even funnier because she's a nurse. She was a
Oh,
nurse.
really?
Yeah. She's laughing at our ass. Oh my god! Well, we might get back to the Slender Man.
Yeah. I mean,
Here
they
he
were
is.
pretty like brutal and animalistic in that long ago too. Still, so
Yeah,
I
right.
thought that could have been a possibility. They were still doing lobotomies, so I'm like,
Right? Yeah. If
like,
you
no way
skipped a
they did
couple of words,
that.
if you skipped a couple of words, it did look like a.
It did. I did. I just said loaded mutton thoracic. Okay, sorry guys.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh my
Slow
goodness.
my eyes down.
See, I can't do nothing with y'all. I mean,
know.
look what happens. Look what y'all do. Y'all just go amok and chat.
Yeah,
No, it's fun. It's fun. I'm glad. I'm glad we're having fun.
yeah.
Now we've paused enough. We shouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, local boy disappears.
And this is the one that had the party. Still, I think that they were
Right,
saying, right?
yeah,
He had the birthday party.
yeah. I was trying to see if he was 8. I was wondering how old he was.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he didn't say how old he was. I wanted to see. Kansas. Okay.
There is an anti-Slender Man unit deployed to Kansas, and that the Slender Man is following yet another child. Nothing crazy here, we can add another disappearance to the list though. Following that is Steinman Woods, a larger story than usual. The first image shows us the Slender Man in these woods, and we can see him lifting himself high on his tendrils coming off his back and where his arms should be. The story is as follows. Both subjects were hunting in the Steinman Woods 4 hours before sundown. Surviving subject states that while hunting, both men grew uneasy as fog levels rapidly increased. A constant murmuring sound accompanied by a low hum eventually became apparent of the two men an hour after the fog increased. An object falling out of a tree struck one of the men in the left shoulder, causing him to discharge his weapon. Object said to be the body of a man of unknown age. It was very precisely dissected, with major internal organs still contained within the ribcage and what looked to be clear bags. Surviving subject placed organ bag within backpack. Attack followed several minutes later after a low children's laugh, like a giggle. Surviving subject ran until he reached his vehicle. Subject then drove to assume safety. Backpack destroyed. Surviving subject is classified as a B7 witness. B7 witness to be placed in quarantine blind box until resolution. Another image is shown, with Slenderman doing a sting walking on huge tendrils in a forest. 2007. Investigation team discovered 22 bodies of both genders and various ages impaled on broken tree branches in a radiating circle pattern with chest mutilation, as often noted with the Slender Man. Upon investigation, lead investigator called for an immediate evacuation of investigation team
What?
for 1700 hours. Body
What?
I feel like he was motorboating. Is that not sound like motorboating?
Let's go back
The
to
first
that.
thing he
Okay.
came out of here did. Of course, another guy said it, so it definitely was
Yeah.
motorboating.
Yeah, we see we get sound effects also.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about they're talking about in the woods and stuff. If you go walking in the woods,
Hmm.
there's so much out there you don't see.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it almost scary to go walking in the woods because you don't know what's hiding.
Anywhere.
there.
And it does feel like something can all of a sudden come out of nowhere and watch you. And then you
Yeah.
look around. That's what people be like, when you get that feeling, you probably should go. Like when
Yeah.
things are quiet or you feel like something's watching you. Because
Yeah.
you do a lot.
Yeah, because in this picture he looks just like tree roots.
I was gonna say, I wonder like because we're talking about elementals,
Yeah,
I wonder if that's like how he recharges some, because that's what it looked like he was almost doing. It
He
kinda
would
looked like
have
they were
to.
kind of just hanging, recharging.
yeah, he would have to. Yeah, I mean,
like a bat.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What are y'all? You're still laughing?
You don't need it.
Yeah, you probably don't.
You're in a great mood all the time. I don't think you need any.
Right. That's
Yeah.
why. Oh yeah, we do
I
have
was gonna say,
fun.
I try to skip some of the jokes that come into my head or things like that, but I'm like, I can't.
Yeah,
I have to
don't do
say it.
Don't do it. Don't skip them. Let us hear it.
Yeah.
Let us
I'm like,
all join the
I
fun.
don't get to share my thoughts very much with other people outside of the home.
Right. Yeah. Look, we go into the desert and think we're alone, then spot someone up on a ridge just watching us. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you just don't know when you go, especially in dense woods. You just don't know. And I'm not just talking about elementals or and people don't believe in Bigfoot, but there's a creature out there. Maybe he ain't a Bigfoot, but there's there's feral people out there. There's all kinds of things out there we don't know about. But
Yeah.
other than that, there's people out there that kidnap other people. I mean, on top
Yeah.
of the other stuff we don't know what's out there.
Yeah, there's
So
people that just hide out there too to do, like you say, to do things
yeah,
like that
yeah,
because they're feral. You know what I mean? Like,
right,
they've been raised out there, left out there. They don't know no
yeah,
better. So yeah, they wait for people to. There was like a guy like that one time, and he would do that. Like they ended up arresting him, but I think by the time they finally found him, he had killed like numerous people, like
yeah,
different people who were hiking. He would just wait for people to come, like
yeah,
just random, unexpected people thinking they were going to go on a hike or something, and he would just take
yeah,
them.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's a shame. So
yeah.
sad.
It is sad because he didn't know no other way, or
Yeah.
it didn't know no
Yeah.
other way.
Exactly. No. Yeah.
Hmm.
Police first discovered at 1100 hours. Deadline for safe evacuation of team with only viewed physical evidence of Slenderman approximately 1730. Lost contact of team at 1725. Safety procedures fell well within established protocols. Reason for abnormality is unknown. Second team recovered camera equipment 1 week later. Slenderman safety procedures require this incident's physical photographic evidence to be disposed of no later than the 20th of October. I honestly don't get half of what this poo-poo means. I'm done with this Slenderman stuff. It's starting to make me uneasy. It's like reading the GBS ghost story threads before I go to bed. Why do I have to look at this stuff while it's super late? Luckily, my friend is coming over.
He's hear what he
The
said.
last
Why do you look at this stuff when it's super late,
Yeah.
Ronnie? He don't appreciate that either.
Yeah. I know it's like attending to, like, you tend to do that especially when you are scared of things. Like, why is it when the sun goes down is when you start to want to watch creepy things?
Yeah, you want to watch a scary movie. That's when everybody goes to the movies at night. Let's go watch it at night.
Yeah.
The movie like it at night. It's
Yeah.
like why do you pick the nighttime? Because it's like you're punishing yourself for something.
Yeah. Extra scary.
Look at Ronnie. She's like, nope.
Just a big no.
Ronnie's like, I don't want to go in the woods during the day. Let's go out in the woods at night.
Yeah. Just pack yourself in and stay until the sunbreak.
Yeah, because the tent is not going to help you.
No,
It's not much of a protection if you're camping out.
I don't think so.
Mm-mm. I don't know how these people do it. These people that like Nikki, she loves to camp and she's good. I mean, she goes to these, she knows these places she goes to because she goes to parks and she goes to them often. But I'm talking about these people that do it for, they live in their vehicles. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, a girl, you just have to be really careful and stuff. Like Tara goes a lot to like the campsites and things with her husband. But they have like their pop-ups and things like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I couldn't live.
But like when I
in a
see people who
vehicle.
use like the hammock ones that just hang from the tree, and it's just
Yeah,
we
no.
have one back here that Connor, but it's just a hammock. And I see people like, oh, I'm just gonna stick it here, and here's my little fire.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
no.
sleep in here all night. And I'm like,
Mm-mm.
I don't know, man. What if like a animal or something comes up to you? Like, what are you gonna do in there? Especially when they do it in places like where there's bears. I don't want to sleep anywhere that desperately.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would be like, and then some of these, like, I don't know, the bear places. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we were going to go camping last year in Arkansas because that's where we go to the river up there.
Mhm.
And they're like, we'll just all take hammocks. I'm like, no, we ain't all just going to take hammocks. You can take a hammock. This one ain't going to take it. I'm going to take a tent. And it's going to be up off the ground. And I'm going to be safe. I'm not, no.
Yeah.
What if a raccoon crawls down out of that tree and then tries to get in the hammock with me, or snake falls out of the no.
Yeah, no.
No, no hammock. You knock yourself. So it was funny because a couple of the guys did go and they had their hammocks connected to trees, and they used the same tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like a hammock here and a hammock up here, and they doubled them like that.
Oh, yeah.
And so they all went to sleep, and one of them started moving in the middle of the night, and the one below was like, something's getting in my hammock. And he was freaking out till he figured out.
It was the
that
person
it was-
above him.
I'm like, that's what you get.
Yeah, I don't even think about that part, did you?
Yeah. I was like, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Kylie.
Hi, Kylie. How are you doing?
I was like, that's what you get.
Yeah. If you're in a tent.
And you,
Yeah.
especially that.
And that's what it was. I watched these people who were in like, they must go to places where there's bears a lot because they had it like lifted. Like they're, like you had to walk upstairs to get to the back. It was almost like a tree house on the back of like a truck kind of thing. Like they had lifted it so high, but and they were laughing at the campground that was a little bit further away because you could hear people screaming and blowing blowhorns and shit. They were laughing.
Because of the deer
of the bears,
yeah.
And they show these bears come, and they were huge. And I'm sitting there thinking, these people were there with like possibly their family, kids, and they're in these just their cars, I guess, and tents and stuff, and they're trying to scare the bears off by just. And I don't know, that's the stuff where I'm like, I don't think I could do that. That treehouse thing, that's something I would probably. But even then, it still seemed like they could reach. I don't know.
I was like, we did that in Japan. We camped, but there's no bears on Okinawa. Okay, so I wasn't worried about a bear there. There's not really anything there that would hurt you. So but there's snakes and stuff like that. But I mean, no, I mean it
like
wasn't
giant black bear.
It's not that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, Tara wouldn't either. Yeah, she wouldn't do the hammock either.
I'm out. Yeah.
She had a raccoon trying to drink the dog's water.
Oh, that was probably cute though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm okay. A raccoon can come up and get food and water as long as you just get it and go.
Yeah. Well, you got rabies.
Don't scratch none of us or none of that. Just get it and here, I'll give it to you and you can just pack it on and go.
Yeah. That's like people love squirrels. I think squirrels can be pretty aggressive. I know people are gonna love that, but I had this squirrel one time just like freaking peeling nuts and chunking the shell at me, and I just everywhere I went, this damn squirrel like would just hang out around me, and I'm like, what? And I didn't think it liked me. I finally went inside. I didn't know what the problem was. Everybody else was sitting at the table. It was like 4 of us, but for some reason, I'm the only one getting hit with like shells to walnuts. And like hard, like directly. And so I was like, I really feel like the squirrel don't like me.
It's like, I'm gonna get this bitch out of here.
I sure did. And I went inside. I was like, I'm not doing this. I was like, it jumps out the tree with them claws and like rips my face off or something. Like, no,
oh my gosh. I'll be 12 to 15 feet off the ground. However, bears can climb trees. Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, especially because these ones that they were showing, they were walking around with their cubs. That's why I was even more confused. I was like, I thought that was even worse. I was like, I can't believe these people are like not scared to be. I wouldn't go in the time even when they would have like baby cubs or nothing. I don't know how you can avoid that too much, but I'm pretty sure there's a time.
Oh yeah, it was cute. We had to wash everything. Yeah. He was probably thirsty. Squirrels. Yeah, I know. We did.
Aggressive. Yep, sure. Aggressive as hell. And I was like 18. I wasn't even 18 years old. I was in high school still when that happened. I can't forget about it.
He's gonna chuck these walnuts at her.
I think it was a boy. I do. I don't know why. I think it was a boy.
Maybe he was trying to flirt with you.
Yeah, that's what Chris said. He's like, maybe he was flirting with you.
Yeah, maybe
girls do that.
Maybe he was trying to share his nuts, but not literally.
Yeah, right. So again, typical guy.
Yeah, typical guy.
Shit at you instead of
That's
being
right.
like, hey, I like you.
Like a Neanderthal. Gosh.
You cute.
You cute. Come here.
Yeah. Here's a nut. Bam.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time I'll give you one with a nut in it, not just the shell.
Yeah. If you're real good, right?
That's right. Oh Lord, conversations we have.
Yeah.
Picture is very clear. The Slender Man is seen up close attacking the cameraman, and to translate the broken, hastily typed text accompanying it, my friend is here, just came in, barely made up the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Locked picture, locked door, it's right there in the hall.
Too.
Don't look at its pictures. It doesn't want to be known. Don't look. This story is the meatiest of them all. It tells us a few very important things. First of all, the Slender Man has a mouth, and he's either pogging or doing the Pepsi Man schwa. He continues to bring with him fog as well as a low humming sound. and deep children's laughter sound as well. He also doesn't like being seen and doesn't want anyone to look at photographs of him. This is a consistent trait, with him having killed or disappeared the first 2 photographers, the photographer at the mirror, likely the entire town that took this photo, and the person who took this one isn't addressed, but we do know the Slender Man explicitly doesn't want to be looked at or seen. While his brutal kills from before were very much in the moment, we can see his standard modus operandi is dissection and mutilation, staking people on trees in patterns and restuffing corpses with their own repackaged organs.
What?
This isn't really clear as to why, but it's what he does. He is a killer in his spare time. He's also seen as dangerous enough that an entire investigative police unit isn't seen as enough to take him down reliably. He also continues to exist up to the present of 2009, having killed Victor Surge the poster within the story of the post, as Knudsen was kind of role-playing as a poster of real stories that he found online. We'd also add a total of 25 confirmed kills, the 22 dead bodies, the 1 hunter, and Surge and his friend. So the story isn't necessarily deep, but from what we can see, the Slender Man has been around for at least decades, a creepy entity that follows people, eliminates anyone who has seen him, and impales his victims in a circular pattern within Steinman Woods. Here and now we can look at some of what Knudsen posted otherwise. In this post he claims that the Slender Man was inspired by the Rake, another classic internet horror creature, and the Slender Man is more akin to a physically present threat than a ghost-like one. Which is very interesting because the modern day perception of Slender Man very much leans more into that ghost-like presence, just being there but not physically interacting, while originally he was a lot more brutal. The assets used at times are also those of the tall man from Phantasm, another classic horror villain, with the face and tentacles made from scratch. Quote-unquote face. Knudsen here claims that the Slender Man wants to maintain human proportions but cannot pull it off perfectly, with his limbs periodically changing size. This is actually very important, as it makes it possible for us to come up with our own theories as to what the Slender Man is and what his motivations are. He wants to appear human, he doesn't want to be photographed or seen, and he surgically dissects victims in his own time, putting their organs back into their bodies neatly and tidily. This makes you wonder, was the original Slender Man a creature that just wanted to be human? Was he killing people because he wanted to learn more about us and how our bodies work so he could better pull off a humanoid appearance? Is he maybe ashamed of what he looks like? Is that why he lashes out at those who take photographs? After this though, Knudsen actually added new elements to Slender Man's tale. Images of him scrawled onto various locations, but also this document, which reads, classified, massive tree, previously not witnessed to be crushed, was now lying across the beach. Several branches found floating in the surf lane. S-Man momentarily reappears, gives an ear-piercing scream, and vanishes. Sign off at 1950. The loss of Facility 0003 at was not a wholly unexpected, and bore similar characteristics to the partial compromise of 005 earlier last year. Unlike 005, 003 is a complete loss, and Redacted along with her full test team and personnel are missing. Project Head Redacted at 001 in Spilly has decided to suspend all normal operations at 002 and 004 to 0028 following elimination of all human something at each facility. Subject 1 to remain in standby until further notice. 001 in tandem with main hall and circulatory routes will begin dissemination of Ki and Kagi to pre-arranged social intersection, along with the Loson, with the so-called Web 2.0. Quantum biologists feel that this would raise our herd mental resistance to something collectively unconscious or social alpha, and propagation to increase incident rate by something %. Expected casualties to be in the range of, looks to be thousands, but something is our acceptable upper limit. This is followed with text that explains how Slender Man operates with metaphysical territoriality. The more aware of it you are, the more aware of you it is. Raising everyone's perception of him raises a sort of interference, and Knudsen then encourages more slender posting. This told us a few major things. One is that Slender Man is just strong enough to uproot or break a massive tree, so that's fucking lovely. Good luck boxing him, motherfucker. We also find out that he took out multiple facilities, and that 28 of these exist to perform tests that pertain in some way to the Slender Man. Most importantly, while Slender Man is a physical threat in these original stories, he also has a metaphysical territory. Now, that is not saying that he is some metaphysical conceptual entity, but that he has a foot in metaphysical territory. Particularly, he becomes more aware of those who are more aware of him, making him kind of like a cognito hazard. You could call him a territorial creature, but his territory is the mind. But if enough people know about him, it creates some kind of interference.
There you go. See, that's what he thinks too, or that's what he's trying to say, that it's whatever you're thinking he is. That's what he is.
Yeah, I mean that's what it seems like so far.
Yeah, so far. Did I miss anything? Nope. Okay. Be right back. Okay, Running Grey Wolf.
Yeah.
Experience that prevents him from being as dangerous somehow. My assumption is that by raising everyone's awareness of him, he will likely kill thousands of them, but eventually there'll be so many people aware of his presence that he won't be able to maintain his territory. This is the last notable Knudsen post, and that gives us a clear image of the original Slender Man concept. Here is the list of the traits and things of the original Slender Man. We can tell obviously he's tall and slender and persistently silent with no eyes in his face. He has immense physical strength and he wants to appear human. He makes low hums and sounds akin to a child or baby, but deeper in pitch when he wants to. But when agitated, he makes an ear-piercing screech. What he does is mutilate his victims and put their organs back into their bodies, but in clear bags. He impales victims on tree branches in a circular pattern. But because he doesn't want to be seen on photos, he kills the people that take photographs of him in brutally efficient fashion. This includes people who post about him online. He has a total of 25 known kills, 50 disappearances, as well as a disappeared town, police unit, and facility. As for his features, he has, of course, immense physical strength, tendril limbs, speechless communication, which might be telepathy, some form of teleportation, he can cause power outages, bring fog, and has a metaphysical territoriality. He might also have mind control and fire creation. But if we go back here, we can see this post of Knudsen encouraging people to post about the Slender Man, which may imply that, especially seeing as this was before the copyright was established, anything posted in this original thread is part of the Slender mythos in a secondary way. So while we have what I'll call the original Slender Man canon, let's take a look at part 2 at the secondary.
So how do they know that's what he does with people?
The organ thing and the
Yeah.
I don't know how they would know that it's connected to that. So that would be interesting if nobody's really.
I mean,
Well,
how do
they'd be
they know
dead.
that he's when they find people like that the Slender Man is responsible for that?
I don't know. That would be interesting to know, kind of.
Because they said that they disappear around him and you never find him again. So who are the people that they found and they found him like that? How do we know
Maybe
that?
it's the people who claim mind control. Or
Maybe
the
it
one
is.
saying it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would, yeah, that would be interesting to know where he got it from. That part.
Because that's the first time I've heard that about the Slender Man.
The organs in the bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually the first time I've heard that. And I've looked at a lot of stuff on the Slender Man. That's the first time I've heard that.
Maybe he's just like picking up everything that he heard, like every single little thing.
Yeah, he may be. Yeah.
Someone had to survive.
Yeah. So I or with somebody that didn't survive, and they. I mean, I don't know how they would know he takes the organs and put them in the plastic. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just saying I'd like to know where that generated from. Did they find a body in the woods like that?
Well, I think they said that they found a bunch of bodies in a circular motion in the woods, and I don't know where they were able to find that it came from him, though.
Right.
But they said that they found a bunch of bodies like hanging from trees in like circular motions, like impaled on the trees.
So maybe that's where they got it from.
Yeah. Different stories.
Yeah. It's in it, and I almost feel like why would he leave it for you to find?
Maybe he can't take it with him.
He's been so good at eluding everybody. Why all of a sudden would he leave evidence behind? Maybe he thinks, well, they'll never know it was me.
Or he wants you to know more than likely. He wants you to be scared, kind of like when you go like these other countries where they like mutilate people and leave them hanging to scare people. You know what I mean? It's like that. Like, don't talk about me. Don't F with me. And this is why.
Don't take my picture.
Yeah. This is why.
Yeah. I don't like my picture taken. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They shouldn't be blaming
canon of Slender Man. So when it comes to secondary canon, I'm just referring to the other parts of the original thread. I'm not going to spend as much time here or go into as much detail because there's a lot of posts and it's secondary, and most of them kind of just amount to, there was a guy who was like standing there one time and it was like really creepy, which is not to damper anyone who worked on those posts or have a go at anyone for coming up with something that's relatively mundane. Slenderman was creatively fulfilling at the time, and as someone who's only motivated to create something simple, that is not a slight on them. I just only want to look at the things that are relevant to this video. This post shows fire from one of the earlier posts, nothing interesting there, but hey, it's fire. This one starts a trend of Slenderman posts that establish him as an ancient creature with multiple origins. In here, Slenderman is known as being a fairy of the Black Forest called the Grosseman, or the Great Man. Here we can see an old Romanian tale establishing Slenderman is able to speak verbally, which is funny, and his arms are also incredibly sharp. Slenderman exists because you think of him, says all we need to. Here we can see Slenderman listed as having been seen on a cave painting from 5000 BC. This pose establishes Slenderman as both causing heart attacks and also being stopped from killing people with a rosary bead. This pose is very interesting because it establishes that Slenderman is so fast that when a camera takes a 3-shot burst, he only appears for a single shot and is able to appear, take a child away, and move out of view all within that burst. Which feels weirdly anime-esque for Slenderman, I think, but it is what it is. This one just looks funny, I like it. Slenderman can produce blue flames spontaneously to burn a house down. This confirms that he can create fire. This interestingly tries to establish the idea that Slenderman is one of a group of entities that are all waking up. And while that is interesting, there is some pushback here in the thread, which not many posts have suffered. I think this one's probably safe to ignore. Now Slenderman is pegged from 9000 BCE, or 11,000 years ago. No interesting additions here, I just think this looks cool. This wall of text includes the fact that Slenderman speaks telepathically. This establishes Slenderman as a known Egyptian figure known as the Thief of Kuk. This post, I think, is kind of weird because it establishes Slenderman as predating on humans, which I don't think really fits with his actions. And there's also no combat encounters with him, and his eyes may glow, which don't feel right. This one kind of tells us that Slenderman could turn off guns so that they don't fire properly, as well as move super fast while sprouting his extra tendrils, and drawing him causes you to suffer psychosis. This triple pack kind of implies that Slenderman can erase you from existence, which, I don't know. They emphasize it, but it also seems that Slenderman's victims just get forgotten about. But I think you can take it either way. It does end with the claim that the author's father, grandfather, and eventually himself will never exist. This one is the claim that no weapon has remotely hurt Slenderman. I'd assume this would mostly consist of guns and maybe the odd missile. Funny to imagine. Two posts showing Slenderman picked up by some kind of detection system. This one is just him on a collision detector, but this one states that it's a theory that Slenderman is using the tips of his tendrils to fuse into material, allowing him to scale up walls. This post kind of just says that Slenderman is trying to appear human, and the reason he wears a suit today is because, well, today, faceless men in suits are considered the baseline of people in power, while, as the example here is used, in the medieval days, he took the form of a knight called the Ritter. Here, Slenderman puts a 15 by 10 foot wide hole in a wall, and it's established that an encounter with him can be heard from hundreds of yards away somehow. Okay, this one's a live set of posts, but all you really need to know from this is that Slenderman destroys the military in combat and absolutely fucks up vehicles with his strength. This one goes back into the history with Slenderman. It references the German fairy story that was brought up earlier. It says that Sicily believed him to be an angel of death. He was also called a Japanese ghost, but the main one posited is a Greek tale, one of him being the child of the primordials Nyx and Erebus, giving him the power to summon darkness and cold, stifle all sounds, and feed off agony and anguish. He can also enter your dreams, give you incurable sickness, and make you scared by existing too hard, establishing him as a god of death and despair. Being a Greek god, he'd also be immortal. This is very funny to think about, and feels very out of place. This post kind of says that Slenderman can erase large spans of memory, I think, and this story has Slenderman causing light to dim around him, but most interestingly, claims that the encounter the person in the story had was a storyline that he wrote brought to reality, which implies that because Slenderman knows everything you think about him, that he knows what stories you tell about him, and he just kind of chooses to redo them, but with you, like he just does a little trolling. That's pretty funny. Oh, and here he brings cookies. Also, as it turns out, there were some things I had just forgotten to save the scans for, so when I noticed that, I did the only logical thing, and I went back and read everything again. All 46 forum pages.
Oh my goodness.
Just because I noticed I'd missed some stuff. You'd better appreciate this. So the big thing is I noticed all the posts about Slenderman being a being that is created by the knowledge of him weren't in my folder. So let's just go through that quickly. This one establishes that Slenderman has been around for a long time, and we as a collective had just managed to block out that he was there. But when exposed to him, we all began putting the pieces back together that we didn't realize were there. So Slenderman exists so long as we know about him, which seems to make sense. You consider that his territory is metaphysical in nature, so normally he exists in a location that is essentially the knowledge that he exists. So if we only subconsciously know about him, that's fine, because we're not intruding on his territory. We don't consciously know he exists. But as we came to know about him consciously and forced ourselves into that territory, well, now he has to manifest into reality to kill us. Which honestly just makes him seem like he wants to be left alone due to the nature of his existence, then we keep pulling him into needing to give us the hands. Especially with how it's claimed he wants to be human. So clearly he wants to be human, so we don't notice anything's wrong with him. And so we never really know he's there, so he can just stay alone. That's at least how I read it. This one reinforces it by saying he's part of our ancient subconscious and lives in a nebulous, timeless, shifting twilight, that changes to match our fears, something that cannot be named or controlled, that represents various emotions within us. The more you're exposed to him, the more monstrous you will perceive him. He will go from just a tall guy into a monster who owns your perception of reality. This one kind of claims that Slender Man is a living entity growing from the combined works of everyone, but this is clearly an out-of-universe post that's not intended to be part of the actual mythos. It's just someone talking about what they like about the Slender Man. I should know, the stories about what he is technically could all be true, so he could also be going around devouring souls and punishing children. And there's some like unimportant stuff, like this one kind of claims Slender Man caused a warm spell during winter in California. One of his weaknesses is delicious smoothies. A brush from Slender Man can consume and warp your flesh and make you an abomination, or even absorb you and disperse you across space-time, as he kind of exists in a state where time and space don't apply. Again, he's not part of space-time, he's a part of our mental existence. He's more nebulous like that. If anything, by coming into our reality, he's forced to comply with our physics, which might make him weaker. When he's not, he can influence the mind to see past and future simultaneously. He could turn you into fog with a touch, or make you die by being too close to him. He may be able to slow down time, which does make sense with what we see later, and with things like how he can stop someone from aging. And he can shoot you with lightning. So let's just add all that. So that was a bit all over the place, but let's go over the quick clip notes.
Stop aging.
There was no really interesting or unique way of framing this one. So what this really added to the list of secondary canon powers and details is he's a Greek deity of death and despair, at least 11,000 years old, who is faster than a camera shutter and wields incredibly sharp arms. He can cause heart attacks at will, for certain create fire, speak telepathically, erase the existence of his victims, meld with matter, erase memories, dim light, bring cold and darkness with him, stifle sounds, feed off agony and anguish, enter your dreams, give you incurable sickness, scare you by existing too hard, and of course, bring you cookies. He can be warded off with rosary beads though. But then there's this post. This post that was actively supported by Knudsen, which you might know, this is part of a little-known show called Marble Hornets. And so we get to part 3. Everything else that I would consider canon. These come in 2 parts. Marble Hornets and the other officially licensed media. Marble Hornets is quite an interesting one because people often like to consider the Operator as separate to the Slender Man. And this makes sense to me with the context of the original story. Slender Man is a physical brute who rips people apart, while the Operator is a more creepy and cerebral threat that manipulates your mind and ruins your life. Which, funnily enough, means that while people say the Operator is too different to Slender Man, he is way closer to the modern conception of Slender Man than the original Slender Man ever was. But I think when considering the canon, the fact that the Operator is never referred to as the Slender Man in the show opens up 2 options. One is that, regardless of whether it's said or not, this is still Slender Man. This was put in the thread with the intention of him being, as of when the post was made, Slender Man. He is just Slender Man. He's supposed to be, he's in that original forum post, and while he may act different, that's no different to the way Slender Man acts differently in the other posts on that forum. And the internet perception of Slender Man is much more based on the Operator than the actual Slender Man. I think people who say that Slender Man is too different to the Operator are correct, but for reasons that are completely wrong. They seem to think the internet perception of Slender Man is too different, but in that regard, the original Slender Man is nothing like the internet Slender Man, so you wouldn't use that at all, which would be really weird. The second, though, is to interpret the Operator as a separate individual within the same canon, who is his own Slender Man adjacent entity. Or you can take that one...
I've not heard of the Operator.
I haven't either.
So I don't know if that was a... like they just took the Slender Man and changed it to the Operator to make another creature, or what? Or
like
it kind of sounds like they didn't want to get struck for using the Slender Man, so they made him that.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't get copyrighted or in trouble for using the Slender Man.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Smile.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people do that too. Like maybe if people are trying to create stuff like that, if I don't want to say like they're not creative, but like
right,
you know, but like taking a theory and then kind of twisting it. And I mean, that's what everything is really when you think about it. It's inspiration, I guess, is a better way to put it. It's not really, but like being inspired by something, but you know, you can't use that exact story because it's so maybe like that's what you're saying. They try to do a little bit too, make it their own story, I guess.
Yeah, they got to change it.
Take the same principles from it.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Ronnie? I'm gonna check in with Ronnie for the scary stuff.
Right. But yeah.
I was gonna tell her if you're scared about Slender Man, it sounds like if you keep cookies and what was the other one that he liked? I think you would be okay.
Yeah.
There was cookies and something else.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
He's like cookies. I was like, cookies?
Yeah.
I
Also,
haven't heard that either.
Just tell Ronnie to have cookies on hand, and she'll be fine.
Yeah, you fatten him up, Ronnie.
Yeah, he'll love
She
you.
said, "I'm doing good."
I thought about that when they got to one part about talking about it online or something, and he'll look for you. I was like, "Oh, poor Ronnie." He's just probably like, "Oh
My eyes just keep getting bigger and bigger, right?
no!" I felt like I could feel Ronnie through the computer. Like, "Oh no, I think I have to go now."
Well, I tell you, if you tell me I have not heard of something, I will try to make it happen. So you have now heard of it.
Yeah.
Cookies and rosary beads. I know that's so weird.
Yeah, keep cookies and rosary beads next to your bed.
You're like smoothies too. Now he's getting a little bit too uptown now. I mean, if you're going to come here and be rude to me, Slender Man, don't be bougie.
Yeah,
I want a daggone smoothie.
He's going with this era again now, right? Smoothies are the thing.
Yeah,
doing matcha smoothies.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's trying to change he's changing with the times, So now he thinks he needs to drink smoothies, or like, do you want like oat milk too, almond milk?
Was he an almond dad? They call him almond mom. He's an almond dad now.
Right. Are we gonna have to get you? Okay, before you can come here and commit this crime, we got to get you some bougie smoothies and cookies.
Yeah.
Gosh. Cover your ears, Running Gray Wolf said. Yeah.
Well,
take my cookie and the dang happy with them. That's right. Oh my gosh.
It's about multiple Slendermen existing, and you just have to say the operator is just one of them who acts differently, but meh. But because people tend to get violently defensive over the operator not being Slenderman, despite being way closer to the internet Slenderman than Slenderman actually is, I will not be considering him here. I just think it's worth noting that technically, he's more canon than anything else out there. What there is definitively canon though, things that are officially licensed, are the 2018 movie and Slender the Arrival, the game.
Okay, I did not do that. That was not me.
I really don't think he has Tourette's or Wolfie. I'm pretty sure this is all for like effects and fun at this point.
I'm gonna go back.
He's got Tourette's. I don't think he has Tourette's.
No, I'm gonna go.
He's doing all this stuff on purpose. I'll be right back in 30 seconds since that like actually came in at the perfect break time. But yeah, I don't think it's Tourette's, Wolfie.
What did she say that? It's a Tourette's. Yeah, that's why I say he does try to fit in. Yeah. Whoopi, I'm going to go back because I did not do that. That is definitely on the video for sure. Oh, did you say Tourette's? Did you really, Wolfie? Right. Yep. Exactly. You do, or I do anyway. So we're going to rewind that back because I want people to know that was not me. That was not. Okay, here we go.
Over the operator not being Slenderman, despite being way closer to the internet Slenderman than Slenderman actually is, I will not be considering him here. I just think it's worth noting that technically, he's more canon than anything else out there. What there is definitively canon though, things that are officially licensed, are the 2018 movie and Slender the Arrival, the game, which retroactively also canonizes Slender the 8 Pages. Which, starting with the game, Slender the 8 Pages really just establishes that Slender Man gets really upset when you try to grab pages, that's all. Slender the Arrival, I think most notably, brings teleportation back into the fold. That's something that's like implied, but now we know for certain he can teleport. The game's story follows Lauren trying to find her childhood friend Kate, whom she was supposed to be helping move houses. She finds that Kate was haunted by an entity known as Slender Man, who can only be seen through video cameras. Cue a whole bunch of nonsense, and in the end, everyone is either dead or a proxy. Yes, the game canonizes proxies, a concept often attributed to Marble Hornets due to a misconception that Hoodie and Masky are on the operator's side. This game also shows his tendrils moving a very long distance,
it's a game.
And that he has a degree of fourth wall awareness. He seems to know he's in the game, saying that even a bug won't save you from him. And yeah, he distorts technology when he's around. He likely has control over time to some extent, as he seems to speed it up, like the passage of it. I don't think he's literally moving the sun around. I think he just makes time pass quicker through some kind of magic power. Also, I forgot, but Slender the Arrival also has the re-release and the secret ending. The most notable thing with the re-release to me was that Slender Man, he either duplicates himself or he creates an illusion of there being multiple of himself. This could also explain the operator. There's a lot more like emphasis on illusions in this, which is obviously a thing Slender can do. And the secret ending just reinforces the fourth wall breaking because he messes with the game itself and alters and removes textures. So this is either some kind of reality warping, or we just take Slender the Arrival as a game within Slender canon. He decides to just join in one day. He can also boot you out of the game and make it so you can't play it anymore. That's fun. Basically, he can mess around with game files extremely well, and he can potentially be interpreted as warping reality in doing that. And he's so good at fourth wall breaking, he can stop you from going back into the game. That's fun. And then there's a 2018 movie, which I won't even bother summarizing because it's shit. This one, I think, kind of cements the influence of the internet on Slender Man. First, you have the original stories and everything on the forum posts, which led to Marble Hornets. Marble Hornets feels very much what Slender the 8 Pages was based on, and then Slender the 8 Pages would kind of go on to lead to everything. Marble Hornets and Slender the 8 Pages are the things that basically influenced all of what Slender Man is today, and the 2018 Slender Man, being an officially licensed product, very much shows the influence of the internet. Here, he's an entity that is summoned by creepy internet stuff, and he can shapeshift into a tree. And as funny as that is, he really doesn't do a whole lot that he hasn't done before. He can take away your face, and looking at his face can instantly kill you, apparently. He also, absorbs people. That said, most of his powers, like being invisible and controlling darkness, are already things he has. So, what exactly does the other official media add? Well, control over time to a limited degree, proxies, distortion of technology, ever-present knowledge of your location, shapeshifting into a tree, and the power to have your face not be a face anymore. And now, where does this lead us to in the end? Well, but what's most interesting about him and the 8 Pages version, as I said, how much closer they are to matching the internet cryptid over the original variant, both also closer resembling the operator than the Slender Man. Creepy entities that rarely interact physically, always there and dangerous just by the virtue of their existence. Technology distorts, they're hard to record and even harder to interact with. Unlike what he began as, which is a brute that kills people by cracking their heads open, Slender Man now is more of a liminal threat. And looking at these three tiers of what I call Slender canon next to each other, you kind of see that evolution. He's gone from a physical threat that's creepy because you never know where he is or when he'll be around you, but you always know that if he comes at you, he will kill you, to now being a mental threat that you don't really know what he'll do at all, which I think kind of brings us to the end of the video. So, what is Slender Man? I'd say he's a fucking weirdo. There's really no single vision of Slender Man, even looking at just Slender canon. In the original forum post, Slender Man is some entity that seemingly wants to be human and has a territory in our minds. The more we're aware of him, the more aggressive and aware of us he becomes, willing to just get his hands dirty and rip you apart if you're a threat, with whole military organizations being made to deal with him. But as time's gone on, he's become a lot more of an unknown figure, something that creeps around in the back that you don't see, and instead of killing you and dissecting you, he just kind of stands there, menacingly, and sometimes something will happen. It's such a violent shift from someone who, upon being photographed, will kill you, to someone who really doesn't give a shit, just kind of stands around doing nothing. But he's stuck with the internet for a reason. We're way past his prime now. He's become so ubiquitous and played out, he's long since lost his scare factor. Which isn't a slight on Slender Man. I think that's something we have to accept with horror figures. As Dracula has long since lost his terror and the slashers of old have fallen into rarely scary, figures of horror that take off become utilitarian at a point. That may be the case with Slender Man, but I think it just kind of goes to show his legacy. This creation of some guy on the internet is one of few real icons of internet horror that has run the gamut of legacy from absolutely bone-chilling to creatively stimulating to overexposed and at last to played out. That is what Slender Man is. An icon, but one that very few people really remember the origins of. On screen right now is all the traits that I had listed from original, secondary canon, and tertiary canon. This is what I would consider canon for Slender Man. This isn't a power scaling video, but if you want to take it as one, this is what I would consider Slender Man. Anything else beyond that is fan fiction, basically. But here's the Slenderman. I have nothing more to say. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. And so ends the tale of the Slender Man. At least what I would consider the Slender Man. There's obviously a lot of stuff that
All right.
Yeah, that's great. I like this channel. It's
It's
nice.
it's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. So what do you? I think he. I think he is a thing.
Yeah.
I
It sounds
mean,
more like an elemental
yeah,
kind of thing to me.
yeah. I think he's like a soul harvester. Is how I
Mhm.
feel. As I
Yeah.
feel about him.
Yeah, but I kind of agree with them. It sounds more like if you mess with him though, certain
Right.
ways is more like not just to do it, like some of
Right.
the elementals would almost. It
Right.
seems like, this
Yeah.
one just seems like it's like I like he said it kind of made sense when he was like, it seems like he just wants to hang out,
Yeah.
and not be bothered or noticed.
Yeah.
So
He
I was
just
like, that
wants to
kind of makes sense.
exist, and you
Mhm.
exist. He exists. Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't
But it
pay
makes
attention
me
to him.
wonder why he bothered those people though. Did the kids bother him? Did they see him and start
Yeah.
heckling him? And he just took them, or maybe
Yeah.
he changed as he's gotten older. He's like, I'm not into that I'm not into that anymore.
I'm not
You
into
know,
hurting little kids anymore. I'm gonna change out.
I'm getting too old for that. I just want to be, I just
Yeah.
don't want to be left alone.
Yeah, more likely. Like you said, spirits probably evolve too at certain point. So,
Mhm.
or spirits, but elementals, whatever you're looking
Yeah.
at.
That's like I
So,
said. I've always said he does not scare me like the rake does.
yeah, I don't know too much about that one. And then I saw, or I think you had said it on here, like sprites or something, which I had never heard
Mhm.
of that either. And then I saw
Oh yeah.
somebody else comment on
Mhm.
that too. And then, yeah, that's what the two I haven't heard of though either.
Yeah, sprites are like, they're like your fairies and your fae, and your brownies, but sprites are like, I guess you would say they're the mean fairies.
Mm. I was gonna say they're probably the ones that I would imagine the ones that look like gremlin type or like
They do stuff. They're more like trolls. They're not.
yeah, that's what it is. I'm
you
thinking
know,
like troll faces and ears
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. They're more like, and brownies are mischief. They like to get into stuff, but they will listen.
Yeah.
And fairies are good ones. They're the good, and that's how they've been described to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, but
rake,
the rakes, yeah.
Ronnie, we will have to do the rake during the day for you, probably, because
You can
I
give her a
think I've
teaser
got.
now.
Let me see if I've got. Let me stop this screen. Let me look over
You
here in my
gotta give her
playlist
something to
real
think
quick.
in bed about.
Let's see. I've got. So the rake would be. He is going to be like. He walks on all fours,
Oh,
and
that would be creepy.
he's like white. He looks like he's naked.
That all sounds really creepy. A
does.
white naked pale man on four legs.
He's lizard like.
Ew. Yeah, see, I'd freak out then. That's alone right there enough for me.
Yeah,
So.
he's lizard like. Let me see if I can do like.
Does that scare you, Ronnie? The noise in the background. I looked like real quick. Sorry, Chris was back there banging it. Yeah, I can't do anything lizards. That's why I don't know if you were in here, Tara, when we were talking about the reptilians or whatever. I'm like, I wonder if that's why I've always hated lizards. I was like, and then Rex hunts lizards. Like Wilbur is the bird cat and Rex is the lizard cat.
So okay. That's the rake.
Ew. Yeah, that's gross looking. Ugh.
So, yeah, he would
He's
be.
like chills.
See how he looks, and
what's the blood thing next? What's he supposed to be doing in that? Was he like tear things up?
He's eating something.
Oh, okay.
But that's the rake. So if y'all want to talk about him, we can.
Yeah, that'd be the one to do. I think that'll be fun next time because I haven't heard of them at all.
Yeah.
We got to keep it going on a roll for Ronnie. Gotta keep her real scared.
Yeah. We can do the rake next time. I can, because there's lots of stuff on the rake, and there's actual video. I'm going to try to find some videos of it moving. Like somebody caught it on like a deer camera or a security camera. It was caught, and he was kind of walking or crawling, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Creepy.
Yeah. To the other side. So definitely, I think
that one will be fun.
Mm-hmm. Because I've got what was yeah, I've got
I still like to look at the Mothman at some point.
yeah, I got some stuff on him too.
Okay.
That I want to get back over here. That I want to talk about on the Mothman too. So we'll do the rake and we'll do the Mothman. The Mothman I'll take a whole live by himself.
Yeah.
But we'll do the rake too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can combine like rakes and sprites for the next one.
Yeah.
So like you can do rakes first and then the sprites to like ease the landing towards the end of
Yeah.
the day. And do cute little fairies at the end, and then we'll
That's
do
right.
the Mothman
That's
the
right.
next time.
So Ronnie can sleep.
Yeah.
He's just like the rake is like he does the mind thing also,
Yeah.
but he has claws and
Ronnie says she thought that the Mothman was a good guy. Is
Yeah.
it like a good guy like Dexter, the serial killer, is a good guy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause I love Dexter. My dog is named Dexter. So like, like, is it good like that, the Mothman, or something different?
Well, they say he's an omen for like things that are going to happen.
Mm.
So like he landed on the bridge before the bridge in Point Pleasant crashed or
Oh, okay.
fell.
Yeah.
So they say
So
he's
it's like
not,
an death kind of thing?
huh?
Is it like a soul killer or death? Like it's not angel of death because he's not angel of death, but is it something that's supposed to be like that? Like it shows up.
Yeah, he like warns you something's going to happen. Maybe he's trying to save you or trying to keep, save as many lives as he can or something.
Oh,
But
okay.
they said he showed up right before the bridge collapsed in Point
Okay.
Pleasant, and they think he just shows up when right before a big thing happens.
That'd be
So
interesting
that's
to
what
see.
people. They've never said he's taken anybody away, or
Yeah.
I've never heard any stories of that.
I remember watching a movie about it, but I don't remember the movie. It was so long ago. Like when I
Yeah.
watched it, I don't remember what it was about. I think it was like Richard Gere or something in it.
Yeah, I think he's a good omen.
Keeps bad things. Yeah.
Hey,
Hi,
Aussie.
How are you?
That's okay. Thank you for
Yeah.
popping in. You can go back
Thank
and
you.
rewatch it. It'll be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
fun. Lots
Yeah.
of fun jokes.
Yeah.
Thorazine and
Yeah, we were,
all kinds of stuff.
it started out true crime, but we ended up getting back on the route to talking about the Slender Man.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about the Mothman. We're going to be talking about him in the future, and we're going to talk about the rake and what's the other one we're going to talk about? The sprites. Yeah, we're going to talk about sprites.
I didn't know about brownies either, too.
Yeah, Aussie probably knows about sprites and brownies too.
Yeah.
She probably knows about them. She's probably heard, watched the sprites and brownies, and I don't know that they frequent cemeteries that much, but I would think they would. The sprites probably would.
Probably would, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. I remember it being good. I just don't remember exactly like the plot of the movie or the story and how it went. But I remember watching it and liking it. And I was probably like in elementary or middle school or something. So not enough to keep me interested.
Yeah. Yeah, but we did. We had fun. So y'all, if y'all want to watch any more videos of that, guys, he's pretty funny. I put the link. Funny. I put the link in the description. Also, if you didn't go over there and check him out, you can just go back to the description of today, and the link's in there also. And so I didn't watch it. That was the first time I'd watched it. Was when I watched it with y'all. So I didn't know what we were gonna hear.
We'll have to see which other ones he has, like on scary, like like tales or kind of stories like that and stuff, because obviously that was a fun one for everybody to watch together. That was really funny.
Yeah. And Ronnie wasn't nearly as scared.
No, like she said, he put in the funny parts to break up the scariness for her.
He did.
Perfect.
He did. Yeah. Even the fluctuation.
Maybe that's true. Maybe he gets scared easy.
Maybe
because people laugh to distract from real feelings, right?
Yeah. And all those like he said, look at how many pages there are of stuff that he just couldn't possibly read. I don't blame him.
Well, because they got to the point when it was like, oh, well, if you post online, he'll get after you. And that's when I was like, oh, how's Ronnie? And I was like, because I don't even know if I should be doing it. I was like, what is Tammie thinking right now? I was like, because we're posting about this.
I'll get off here and say, you better not, don't even try it, Slender Man. Stay in your realm.
You can get Jay to scare him off.
That's right. I'll have Jay run him down.
Get Wolfie to send some messages to Jay to go run him off.
Wolfie chasing with her needle. Give him a shot.
I'm gonna load you.
I'm gonna load your butt up. Get ready.
Like the vision in my head with that sentence. I swear, I was like, oh my gosh, I did that.
I will drop that for you, Aussie. Just a second.
Oh, okay. Yes. And thank you, Aussie. And as I told her, I'm glad to be back on the lives with you and everybody and being able to chat again. I just hate that I just like crawled and withered down for like 2 weeks.
It happens.
It happened though. I tried my hardest to like just push through it. And I was like, I feel like I just need to sleep. I was like, because I can just not.
Right.
Just couldn't do.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to get, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the part when I was like, oh, I'm checking on Ronnie on the next spot after he got done talking about the posting online. I was like, oh, no. Yes, and thank you, Tara. It was fun. I'm so glad everybody could join us.
Yes, that's good. There it is.
Oh, thank you.
There you go, Aussie.
Thank you.
And let's see, this is... Well, I'm trying to find it. I was going to drop your other one too.
Oh, yeah. I need to think of what I'm going to do. Well, I actually still have the Nancy Guthrie link that I created for that one. So I have to watch I don't know if that's something y'all still want to look at, the interview for Savannah Guthrie with Hoda.
Oh, that's right.
Like she's smiling. Yeah. I still have that link set up for when we were supposed to do it that next week, and I didn't feel good. So... And then she made that comment about like, what did she say, Tara? Like her suffering, like Jesus didn't even know what kind of suffering she was going through. Like, I could not believe, like she just keeps saying stuff. Like when she had made the comments, she came out, knowing that everybody felt, her family could have possibly had something to do with it, but whether they did or didn't. I mean, she was very much like the way she said it was kind of almost a bit like standoffish to the people who would have said that, like letting people know, like, I don't give a crap if you think it's my family. I don't, you know what I mean? And that's fine too, but I'm just saying. And then she came out with the Jesus comment later and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That just shocked me a little bit.
Why is it giving me an aggravation when I look up your channel?
I don't know. I can probably pull it real quick.
It go right to the link and it comes up. But then it sends me somewhere else. That's weird.
Yeah, I think it's because it's so small still, to be honest. And there's other pages with similar names that are a lot bigger than mine.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out still like if I'm going to change it completely and if I am. But I don't know yet. I have to figure out a whole different layout of it if I do. Yeah. So there's the other one. If y'all want to subscribe to that, that's where we'll do more of like the Duggars, Guthrie stuff and just stuff like that.
Oh, good.
Talk more about it.
She said she was subbed.
Oh,
very
great.
Good. I thought you were, but hey,
yeah,
YouTube unsubscribed people.
It does.
I mean, you got to check.
I noticed that in some stuff that I went to, and it'll unsubscribe you. Like, I guess if you don't go, because even if people don't upload, I don't know if they upload and you don't go to their page, or if they don't upload. I feel like it unsubscribes you regardless. Because there was some that I had went to, and I was like, I didn't unsubscribe from these people.
Right. Yeah, so, I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know how they make that decision for somebody. And I actually don't like that because I missed a lot of people's stuff because of that. Yeah. So I don't know why they're unsubscribing people from, especially the channels I have. I'm active on them. So I don't really know why they would do that. But yeah, that's pretty aggravating that YouTube takes control of things like that.
Yeah. It's been kind of weird lately with YouTube. Really weird.
It was like for a while, like it was like it opened up a lot. Like you were able to like like, I don't know how I want to almost say it, but like, it's like for a while, it's almost like the algorithm like hid you like for
Right.
certain things.
Yeah.
And it seemed like for no matter, and you could see other people, it's like if you didn't have a certain like storyline and agreed with the
Yeah.
storyline, like your videos were not viewed almost.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then for a while, like it kind of like broke. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, like it's like this kind of like shadowing again.
Mhm.
It's like
Mhm.
it's like censored again, almost even more.
Yep.
I'm kind of pissed about it,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. It's
Because
kind of
like,
like
how are we going backwards all of a sudden so quickly?
they're like picking who they want to put out there and just shoving all of the rest of us down.
Well, and it's the stuff that it's like it only fits the storyline of
Yeah.
what it's nothing like the other side of a coin. You know,
Mhm.
like it's like again, like for example, the Guthrie stuff. If you
Yeah.
don't agree that Savannah had nothing to do with it or her, you know, then you're almost
Yeah.
not
They
even-
hide. Yeah.
Yeah.
They hide you. You're not
They hide you.
important.
You're not important.
Yeah.
No, and that because it
Yeah.
doesn't fit the whole storyline that they're trying to still sell you with that
Right.
whole
Bullshit.
bunch of bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just like to stuff to good people when I find them. Oh, I know. I feel the
Yeah.
same, Aussie. I feel the
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll still have to have because what we're gonna have Aussie too on here for
Yeah,
the graveyard
whenever
video
we-
at some point too.
Yeah, we need to get together with her so she can when it's the time is good for her.
Yeah,
Because she's
yeah.
got a different time. But yeah, we can talk with her about cemeteries and
Yeah,
and
I think that'll be
things, too.
fun to go back
Yeah.
to too at some point.
Yeah, we need to get that. We need to get it going.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I have to go. I have a little game to go to. Grandson number 2 has a
Mhm.
game today at 7. So
Mhm.
he plays kid pitch. It's his first year playing kid pitch. So
Oh, well, that'll be fun.
he looks for us. If we don't go,
Yeah,
he looks
it's
for us. And
important.
they play 4 nights a week. So the only
Oh, do
night,
they?
yeah, the only night that we don't go to the ball field is Wednesday.
Yeah,
And that's because church. Everybody goes to church. So they don't schedule any games on Wednesdays. So
that's
Monday,
nice in small towns how that
Yeah.
you can kind of still get
Yeah.
that, you know.
yeah. So
So.
Monday and Friday is the little one who does. He's playing t-ball, but the coaches pitch to him if they want it, and he don't like the tee. He wants
Yeah.
to be pitched to.
Toothpaste
So
chips,
he-
too.
Yeah, he plays Monday and Friday, and then the middle one, he's 9. He plays Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
yeah, so we got to go see him play tonight.
Mm.
His little team's undefeated.
Yeah.
It was a nail biter the other night because it was
Yeah.
they were winning, and then the little pitcher got in there and bless him, he hit a couple of players, and then he was walking them. And so
Poor
it was
thing.
9-9, and we had to go into
I
overtime.
know. I think people are probably more passionate at those games than you see anywhere else.
Yeah,
For sure.
it was 9-9, and it was like all the other ball fields, the lights had been turned off, and we were the only ones there, and it was 9-9, and we were like waiting, and they won. So they won 10-9, but I was like,
Yeah. Somebody do something.
gosh, and it was cold. It was one of the nights that it had turned cold, and I was like, dang it, I'm
Yeah.
freezing, so yeah, but it's
That's
all
good.
fun. It's all
Yeah,
fun.
well, that'll
Yeah.
be fun tonight. Get some ballpark food. I love ballpark food.
Yeah. They have some good chicken nuggets and fries.
Yeah, I love always getting the
good.
nachos. I used to love getting the pickles, but I can't really eat them like that no more. I
Yeah.
get all
Yeah.
swollen and shit from the salt, but I love
Yeah.
a good ballpark pickle and some nachos.
Yeah. Yeah, they have nachos with peppers or without.
Yeah, I love them.
So
I
yeah.
always get that when I go to the movies. I get popcorn and nacho cheese, and I dip my popcorn in nacho cheese.
And then the nacho cheese, yeah, because they won't put the cheese on the popcorn for you.
No, and
Yeah.
I love nacho cheese on my
Yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah.
I do. I get 2 or 3 little things of nacho cheese and a bag of
Yeah.
popcorn.
Like, give me some cheese.
Yeah,
I
I
want to
love
put it on my
cheese.
popcorn since you won't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
I appreciate all of y'all for coming. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
and
very
yes,
much.
y'all have a great evening too. It was very
I don't know when
fun.
we'll be back. Hopefully this week.
Yeah.
Week.
Just let me
Um,
know whenever you're free again, and I'm more than
Okay.
likely will be fine again for it.
Okay.
So whenever Tammie
Alright.
gets a free night or day again, we'll be going then. So we'll let y'all know. Usually about the day before, a couple hours before or something. We try to do.
If not Friday, maybe Sunday.
Okay, sounds
Sunday.
good.
Yeah, because Friday his game's at 6. So it would be a late one,
Yeah.
but it'll be Watts, so you won't
I would
be
say we're gonna
scared.
do Watts, and
Yeah,
then
you
that'll
won't
be
be
fun.
scared. You won't be
No.
scared, Ronnie, on that
I
one.
think Watts is more fun at night. I don't really know why, but I think it's fun
Yeah.
at night. So.
Yeah, and I got some good stuff for the next Watts one. It's gonna be
Okay.
fun. So
Great.
So, all right, everybody. I love
All
y'all.
right.
Thank you for coming. Have a
Love
good
you.
rest of the evening. Thank you, Megan,
Yes.
for being here. I'm
You're
glad you're
welcome.
feeling better.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Have my partner back up here.
Yeah, it's nice. I like
It
it.
is nice. I love everybody. Talk to y'all later. Have a good evening
Bye.
and
Yeah,
see
love
you later.
too. Love y'all.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.